to plug it in first?
Then the Brighter Side podcast is for you. Oh, yeah!
Each
Welcome to the last podcast on the left, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Marcus Parks. We have Yo-hee-hee, Henry Zabrowski.
Hit me with the polka.
Hey! Natalie just got pregnant.
Just remember, this is the soundtrack of this entire story.
I maintain that the soundtrack of this entire story is I Know, but we'll get to that on episode 2. And of course, with us is Ed Larson.
Hello, I can't wait to eat some dick.
You know what's really sad?
Don't worry, your time will come soon.
And truly one of the worst things about all of this, dick isn't even that good.
No, dick is actually impossible to cook. And the reason why we're talking about cooking dicks is because today we're going to be talking about Armin Meiwes, der Rottenburg Kannibal.
Yeah, the most charming man in Rottenburg. He is all they ever said was that he was classy.
Yeah. Well, Armin Meiwes, a.k.a. the Rottenburg Cannibal, was a German middle-aged loner who, in 2001, killed and ate a man that he'd met on the internet, a guy named Bernd Brandes. The twist is that Brandes had not only volunteered to be killed and eaten, but was on the internet specifically to find someone who would fulfill his suicidal sexual urge.
Yeah, the internet's like 4 years old
Yeah,
at
it's
this
finally
point.
back down.
They're already finding each other and eating each
How's
other.
it going?
Actually, this is back when the internet was truly nasty.
Oh, it really
yeah, these are the
Why?
nasty days of the internet.
What do you mean, Marcus? The fact that there was necrobabes.org that you could actively post upon, and it was just on the normal internet. Yeah. It is just on the regular ass internet. But I want to remind you guys that this series, we cover true crime a lot. Mm-hmm. And this isn't true crime. This is true romance. This is the story about the most romantic weekend that ever happened in Germany besides the time when Hitler killed himself.
Well, the morals of such an arrangement were, of course, the subject of much discussion during Armin's trial. But some Germans saw the humor in the situation. You see, it's very funny.
Oh, yeah.
They gave him the additional nickname of Der Metzgermeister, meaning the master butcher.
He did it in a fairly efficient way.
Extremely efficient way.
I saw the pictures.
Of the neatly wrapped piles of meat.
Yeah, I mean, they
Just
have the
small
pictures.
headache, yeah, I
Unfortunately, they
understand
have
that.
the pictures from the film. They have stills from the film out there, and I did look at them.
Yeah.
Did he have deli paper?
Yes.
Oh,
Very
thank you
much
for
so.
telling me
That's
that.
You know, if
That's
you're gonna
why-
do it.
Yeah, that's
Again,
why he
forget I
was
always have to do
Der
that now.
Metzgermeister.
I know we'll get more into it, but did he make sausage?
Yeah, he made
Thank
everything.
you.
He made sausage. He made bacon.
We gotta wait. We gotta wait. We're blowing it. We're getting ahead of
We'll
ourselves.
see you next week. All right, let's just stop now so we can get to the nasty shit.
But as far as Armin Meiwes goes, while his story is not a one-to-one comparison, it's sort of like what would have happened
Yes,
if a guy
apologize
like
for
Ed
not
Gein
being
had
here,
the
just-
internet. And yes, I know that Ed Gein is not a cannibal.
We know that he's not a cannibal, but these guys are spiritual cousins.
Yeah, if he had the internet, he might have been a cannibal.
No,
If he would have
not
presented as an
good.
option.
Just some days I didn't feel
Which is
like
funny is that I feel
screaming
like
or
that
whatever. Ended up just
weirdly,
like
I feel like the internet would have given him a lot more pushback about looking for cadavers, where there was something about this within the actual fantasy.
like doing
of
whatever.
It, that
I
they
tried
were
drum
all-
king one of the
I
days.
still don't know if Ed Gein was great at improv.
Well, we're going to look at...
Couldn't stream
we're
Sunday
gonna
'cause I was
definitely
watching the
talk people,
doggies.
about
So it was like
people
I was gonna
later
try to
who
stream
frequent
Sunday,
necrophile forums,
like
so
that
I don't
got-
think
that
Ed
got in
Gein
the
would
way,
have gotten any
unfortunately.
pushback.
God bless America and the internet.
And,
Germany.
Hey, what are you talking America? This is the world, my friend.
Whoa,
the World Wide Web.
You know who we can thank for all of this? Al Gore.
This is the time that he gets the credit.
Yeah, sustainable meat, non-gas.
Low carbon footprint if you eat the entire thing.
But there are other parallels between Gein and Meiwes that are hard to ignore. Both had a bizarre, worshipful relationship with their domineering mothers, and
And very interesting just hearing the start of this this podcast about this person. About how killing someone and eating them, and then the person volunteered to be killed and eaten. Reminds me of the not recent, because there's been other ones, but like one of the at least recent Rotten Mango episodes where it's literally like a guy was on the internet talking about how like, oh, he wanted to be killed, but also like while he was masturbating or whatever, and it's like and then he found a guy, or a guy found him, and there's literally video online of him doing exactly that. And they called the guy the butcher because part of the other videos that were posted there of him literally like was that part of it? Okay, enjoy your work. What I remember about the penis part of it was like the guy, the butcher specifically liked like at least there was a picture of him holding like a pair of like penis and the testicles in his hand, and they were for some reason like spray painted gold. Or were you talking about the podcast? And of course, because I'm stupidly curious, I did look up the video of the like killing happening, and I did see it and immediately regretted it. I'm like, oh, I've never heard of that. Unless that was mentioned in the Rotten Mango episode.
General consensus on both men was that they were oddballs who never fit in anywhere. In Germany, by the way, oddballs are often called either der Spinner or der Komisch, which der Komisch literally translates to the funny one.
Oh, I feel that I said both of those in a derogatory fashion when we were in Berlin.
Here, look at der Spinner here.
Yeah, and I'm like, I know what that means, okay, buddy? I saw what's eating Gilbert grape. All right, I know what you're
It was definitely
saying,
a very
buddy,
interesting episode of just the like. It's like interesting people
but this guy,
that like have this
he's
weird
very,
interest
again,
with
he's romantic,
gore,
and I just love the concept of like,
or
even
like
to
and people
point
with the
out that they were
fetishes of like
Yeah.
being wanting to be killed
like, oh,
or
this guy's
whatever,
good.
or
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
eaten.
Well, additionally,
Very
Mivas
interesting.
also lived alone in a gigantic, creepy farmhouse that he inherited after his mother died, just like Geen.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Located in the tiny village of Wustefeld, the 36-room farmhouse remained totally unchanged after Armin's mother died, although it did, like Geen's place, get pretty messy by the end.
They were pretty dependent on mommy.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that, just chopping up a human being makes it pretty messy.
Technically, that was when he was the most neat.
But even before Armin's crimes
Wait, had
came
we-
to light, his home was known by the local kids as the haunted house.
I was gonna say, it's
Even
like, how do
though,
we get
as we'll
inside?
get
Oh,
into
maybe over
later,
there.
an actual Satanist black magic
Your
once
photos,
lived
yes. Please don't.
next
If you
door
can't
to
handle
Armin.
gore,
This is
it's like, please,
honestly,
please
this is
do
one
not.
of those where when we do our research, you never know what comes up.
Yeah.
You never know. And this was on our list, and there was something we were moving our schedule.
Honestly, the
around.
one picture
We're
of
like,
him
I've
holding the
always
like
wanted to
penis
do
and
the
testicles and
Armin
everything,
Midas
that's safe.
story. I've
It's no
always wanted to
bloody
do
or
this. And I was
anything.
like, it'll be a good like one-parter. We'll get into
But it's like
the
it's
murder,
like
you
why
know.
would you want to see it anyway?
His childhood.
It's like I just
is
happened
one
to
of
see
the
it in my
funniest
search for
single
the video
stories
because I'm
that is
stupidly
laid out.
curious.
I was so just like wowed at how
So was I.
just right down the pipe.
And I only saw the killing video and the like preparation video, the practice
man, he's a
video that they
fucking-
did.
it's
Apparently,
crazy.
there's
It's
more
good.
videos out there
Rudolph
because there was a
Steiner's
big
here.
like series, a pack
But the big
of the
difference
butcher
between Ed
freaking,
Gein and Armin Midas, besides of course
going
the fact
through the
that
part
Gein
of
wasn't a
butcher-
cannibal.
He's still
butchering
saying that.
the guy's
I'm
body.
just making sure that everybody knows.
Everyone's got to stick up for his boy.
The big difference is that Mivas eventually
And I'm like,
found
okay, I don't have
another
to see
person
that.
in this world who was on his exact same wavelength, although that relationship was, by its very nature, short and sweet, if you'll
Which
excuse me.
pisses me off.
They were
Yes.
short and savory. Can you see? I can feel that motion now. Is that as soon as Burnt got off that train,
That's why you gotta love
And
Stephanie
Armin
and
saw
Rotten
him for the very
Mango.
first
It's like
time.
she gives us
he
all
heard
the shit.
this magical sound. Rob.
Yes, you! I've been waiting.
Okay, I'll be here.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
True romance.
Now, for our source today, we've got Cannibal, the story behind the man-eater of Rottenburg by Lois Jones, which is good enough, but does tend to fall into the unfortunately common true crime literature trap of having weird and outdated opinions on homosexuality. I don't know what the fuck it is with these true crime writers, but they just either willfully want to misunderstand it or they just want, I think they want to give everything like that little extra nasty edge.
Everything has got to be slightly grimy from their perspective. You kind of feel that sort of like dirty noir edge. Also, the main issue is that a full misunderstanding of what BDSM is.
Yes.
Immediately saying that that's all like homosexuals do is whip each other. And again, we've talked about this many times. We did this in the Andrew Cunanan series about how gay people are largely extremely boring.
Well, they're just people.
Yeah.
There's no more or less BDSM in the gay community than there is in the straight community.
I'm sure there's plenty of cuddling.
Oh, there's a lot of cuddling. A lot of cuddling.
A lot.
But otherwise...
I mean, we'll get into that later. Like, that's really all Armin wanted, besides, to eat and kill someone.
He
But,
wanted to
but
cuddle him with
50
his
minutes,
duodenum.
ooh.
He literally wanted to cuddle him with his colon in his guts. That is his actual motive. But this story, though, has more detail about his life than any other source I found.
yeah, the facts that are presented are solid. So let's get into the story of the Rottenburg Cannibal. Armin Meiwes was born in 1961 to a domineering and difficult woman named Waltraud Meiwes, who was almost 40 when she gave birth to Armin. Waltraud and Armin actually look quite a bit alike, with deep-set eyes, thin lips, and long, sharp noses. It's your classic German goblin face.
You know exactly what he's saying, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, fake news. Those people are disgusting.
Heidi Klum is one of the most beautiful women in the world.
No, but these people, they're Nosferatus.
Well,
Yeah.
these guys, it's a bad batch.
It's just very, very
I think that a
unfortunate.
lot
They
of
just happen
the
to be.
Germans are extremely beautiful.
Oh,
and
yeah,
fun
Yeah,
and
'cause
cool.
They're
They
beautiful
were just very
people, but
unlucky.
there's a
Yeah.
reason why why Werner Herzog did the best Nosferatu.
Yes, he knows it. He knows a Nosferatu.
Yeah.
He's gotten milk from a Nosferatu. They're like, these guys are. It is wild. I have never seen such a couple that if you threw a wig on the son, he would look just like the mother.
Yeah.
And if you know anything about Armin Meiwes, which is like the more and more stuff I watch, all they ever do is focus on the teeth. Like they always zoom in on the teeth.
Well, of course, because he ate people.
Yes.
Well, he also has a massive mouth.
And so does the mother. Like a wolf's mouth filled with huge ass teeth. Very frightening. Very frightening people.
Now, Armin was Waltraud's third child, but Armin's father, Dieter, was Waltraud's second husband, and they had custody of two boys from their first marriage. Their names were Ingbert and Wolfgang.
Yes, one was a composer and the other one sold piss.
And for a while, things were okay.
It's Germany.
How much is piss?
Honestly, super cheap.
Market price. Well, for a while, things were okay for the Meiwes family. They lived primarily in the West German city of Essen, but spent their summers about 3 hours away at the aforementioned farmhouse near the town of Rothenburg. But when Armin was between the ages of 6 and 8, Dieter, Ingbert, and Wolfgang all began leaving one by one. First, Ingbert joined his father in Berlin, and Armin's father left soon after. Reportedly, Dieter left Armin with Waltraud because he believed, quote, that he would turn out okay.
Yeah, he'll be fine. I know. I think that he read The Room.
Yes.
And Waltraud, not to speak ill of the dead, big heinous bitch, right? Big fucking pain in the ass.
With a name like Voltron, you figure.
Yes, she does sound like she tries to kill the Smurfs each week.
Waltraud,
Yeah.
even worse.
Voltraud. Face like a cannibal. And so they were already having a lot of marriage difficulty. Like it wasn't a happy home. But it was just kind of the way that he left, because he just jumped ship, and it's almost, he was like, I'm gonna take the good boys. You guys are gonna be normal. I could tell that immediately. You're coming with me. And they were like, Daddy, we want to go with Daddy.
It wasn't even, I'm going to take the good boys. It was like, I'm out. Because the boys went to their real father.
Yeah,
like,
that's right.
Like, the way they told it is that, he was, Armin was out front, playing in the garden. He heard a door slam, and that was the fucking last time he saw his dad.
I mean, unfortunately, anybody who ends up as a cannibal, that is one of the last sounds you hear from your father, is literally, it's the Simpsons bit. It's the dun 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 That's what we did.
Yeah,
Puppet
I'll be right
master.
back. I promise.
Yes. Daddy, then you'll come back when you
I
bring
thought this
some
would be
more
harder. It would take longer to like film these certain bits. But no,
Yeah, son, definitely. See you soon.
Well, finally, Wolfgang joined Ingbert in Berlin, leaving Armin and Waltraud all alone. As a result, Armin decidedly did not turn out okay. Now, with Armin being the only male in Waltraud's life, she put all her emotions and energies into bullying and controlling this little boy. She was embittered, middle-aged, and it felt like her second marriage, the one that produced Armin, had ruined her life. There's no coming back, and this little boy's gonna pay for it. As such, Armin became essentially her lifelong manservant as punishment, to the point where she would call him Männchen. Männchen! Yeah, Männchen. It's an affectionate term, yes, but it's an affectionate term for a girl. And in Old German, it also meant servant. So, it's like she knew how
Kind of
to...
wild. Those two words mean the same exact thing.
Yeah, but I remember my mom. She'd be like, Eddie, come here. And I'd get there, and she's like, get me a Diet Coke. You know, it's fucking, I get it. You know, it's the same thing. Turn on the light.
Yeah, but he shouldn't call you like, come here, you fat little girl. She kept calling you a fat little girl, and you had to go being like, come on, fat little girl, go get me some juice.
Yeah, she definitely called me fat.
Well, that's different. And then my mom called me fat too, and it's like, who the fuck do you think did that?
You're feeding me.
You did this to me.
Yeah, didn't your mother, like, guilt you for not finishing your plate, telling you that you didn't love her because you didn't eat her food?
Yeah.
Yeah, here's a dozen stuffed cabbage, fat boy.
Yeah. I can't tell. But then if you only eat 4, she's like, oh, that's fine. I guess you don't like it as much as you used to.
But just like good old Augusta Gein, Waltraud Mavis wore a permanent expression of disapproval for everything. Although, unlike Augusta, Waltraud had no religion whatsoever to justify her behavior. Really, she was driven by nothing but pure secular hatred, mostly stemming from the failure of her 2 marriages.
I have a weird, just immediate, off the cuff, not an expert opinion. Where it's like, you could kind of see. It's funny, right?
Go figure.
Yeah. No thinking required.
Yeah, let's hear opinion from Der Spinner.
Chocolate.
Don't you dare keep calling me Der Spinner. During this entire process, I'm going to be pissed off.
Don't tell us.
I know.
Now what are you doing? I
It's
just thought of doing it.
I know. It's just the German version of my Spinny character.
All right, what are you talking about there, Spinner?
All right, so... But you see the essential difference between Ed Gein being raised in a religious household where there was a lot of kind of religiosity in what he was doing. Like, he made crucifixes and he did all these kind of weird things. It was like kind of like, oddly, in a funny way, shame-based. He hid them, he put them away, where Armin Meiwes is like the example of when Ed Gein is put in a Montessori school, almost in a way of like, it's almost like this is a secular way of fucking you up. This is a fun way. So that not only is it like, it's a special new batch of fucked up, but then it leads to his style of what he did, which is like technically the most responsible form of murder, cannibalism we've ever seen, quote unquote.
It's so extraordinarily respectful, and he's a humanist.
He's a humanist. Literally, entirely a humanist. He's a humivore.
Now, to fill her days, because
how do I get
Waltraud did
inside?
not work, she tried writing a history of her own family line, giving accounts of her forefathers in the Napoleonic Wars and the First World War. There was no word, however, on whether or not she included her family's military history between 1933 and 1945, if such a history existed at all.
It was a short chapter that just said, yada, yada, yada. Don't you
Oh.
Now, to put it mildly, Armin Meiwes
Oh,
was
is
not
that
a
why?
well-liked child. He was known as a mama's boy, der Komisch, the oddball. This opinion was only reinforced by the fact that Armin's mother insisted that he always dress in traditional Bavarian-style lederhosen at all times.
Just the idea of a little 6-year-old pre-cannibal dressed up as Lederhosen, because he never was normal.
Was he fat?
No.
No.
That's too bad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We said the same.
Yeah, no, you're just thinking of Uter from The Simpsons once again. Yeah.
I know. You got to fill out those later hosen.
Don't
feel
chase me. I'm full of chocolate.
I'm full of chocolate.
Fucker
It's like,
making
that's
it so
my
we can't get on the
conflict.
fucking property.
Skinny guys in lederhosen. What is this, Epcot?
Yeah.
I want to see a big, fat guy. Like, if you're in lederhosen, you better be pushing
That
on them
not-
buttons.
You ever seen the pictures of Hitler in lederhosen?
It's very, I think lederhosen is fun.
Yeah.
You would look great in it.
I'm built for it.
You really would.
I have a body for lederhosen.
Yeah, lederhosen does
Require
definitely-
a gun.
It does flatter the egg-shaped man.
Yes, of course it does. Oh, Hitler's very stylish. I'm looking at these pictures of him in his lederhosen. Ooh, what elegant ankles.
Oh, yeah. Suspenders would be great for you.
Oh, Natalie's already said that that's probably in my future.
I mean, yeah, it has to be. Your pants fall down all the time.
Yeah, belts aren't going to work after
Which
a while.
gun do I have?
Now later,
It's like, which thing is it?
It's all right, my baby just fit.
I'm gonna kill and eat something.
I think
now
it's this one.
Lederhosen might have
Private
flown
stone?
at least a little during the summers when Armin and his mother would stay at their farmhouse in the country. But until he was 16, Armin and his mother lived in the city of Essen. This is like in the middle of one of the biggest metropolitan areas in Germany. And this was during the 70s when Lederhosen in a city would have been noticeably weird.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of der spinners flying around as he's on the bus in his lederhosen in the little hat with the feathers sticking out of it, just going like looking at everybody that's got fucking sweat coming down there like they're being steamed.
Can I lick your hand, please?
Now, to me, the Lederhosen seemed to be a tactic to keep other children away from her son. Because even when kids knocked on their door to see if Armin could come out to play, Waltraud always insisted that Armin was grounded and wasn't allowed to leave the house.
She fed him a superiority complex. So that's weirdly, like, that's how I view it. It's like between, yes, it is infantilizing, making him a child, right? Like constantly and isolating him specifically. But what also she's doing is feeding him a line of we do this because we're better than others.
Yeah.
We do this because we are this. We are the, she viewed in her delusional mind. Like I think I see her as like a Bavarian countess in her own brain, where she's like, doing her historiographies
Yes.
and dressing them up in traditional clothing and basically showing everyone being like, we're different. We're a step aside. We're outside of your modernity, which makes us special. And I actually weirdly think that is one of the driving forces behind Armin is a sense of superiority in a way.
Sure.
Where he does believe my philosophical cannibalism makes me a Homo sapien 2.0.
And in some cases, that really was like not to get too far off topic here, but that was in many ways like a symptom of like post World War II Germany, like this idea of we're going back, like
We're going
1933 to 1945. That didn't happen. Like Germany is a wonderful place full of a very wonderful culture, and so going back to pre 1933, that kind of erases like the guilt. When it comes to the German people, it's a fascinating subject.
Oh,
but
I imagine.
But she may have been, she may have been one of those people.
Yeah.
I just can't believe all the people they put in ovens. He's the first one to eat people.
Oh my God.
I'm Jewish.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
you. Good cover.
For that. Good cover. Thank you.
EddieTunes.com.
Rise from your grave.
Well, in all aspects, Waltraud kept Armin's life strictly regimented as her personal servant, demanding that he rush home during lunch every day to spend his free time doing chores like washing windows or taking out the trash. And this was all under strict orders from his mother. But even if Armin made it past his mother to play with the other kids, it's possible that what was already going on within his inner world, it's possible that would have scared off any potential playmates. Because this shit was long. Armin was obsessed with Brothers Grimm fairy tales, which were German, by the way. But Armin was particularly fascinated with the story of Hansel and Gretel.
Absolutely. I love the idea of being fed to death by a witch.
Oh my God!
Please.
I think it's currently happening.
I feed me to death next to a witch.
But instead of identifying with the kids, Armin would pretend to be the witch. And he would play at fattening up Hansel in particular so he could cook and eat him.
No one likes this game. None of the kids like feeder gainer games.
I mean, it sounds delightful.
I know, again, we're 40-plus men. We understand good things.
Yeah, but how much candy you can't eat that much candy.
Not anymore.
No, bad for the teeth.
Yeah,
but yeah, back
me
in
too.
the day, I could have had so much.
Yeah, I had to quit Pez because it was destroying my teeth, and I love Pez more than anything.
That's a
as far as food goes.
huge problem. The fact that he ate so many Pez, it was literally destroying his mouth.
You just like eating out of Donald Duck's neck.
You do remember my favorite dispenser was my Donald Duck dispenser. You do remember. That's really nice that you remember that.
Yeah.
Now, it's impossible to point to the Hansel and Gretel story or some other experience and say, this is why eating people made Armin horny. But Hansel and Gretel...
I mean, we're all trying to ask the question.
Yeah, we are. But Hansel and Gretel seems to be the beginning of Armin's fantasies. They're the first building blocks of an extremely abnormal psychological landscape.
Because we spoke with Catherine Ramsland about BTK's childhood a little bit. She went into a little bit, and she could...
We spoke about on the update show.
Yes.
Last update on the left.
And partly, it really indicates that there is some connection. We're already seeing connections all over the place. Jeffrey Dahmer, right? Jeffrey Dahmer had, what was it, Nowhere Land?
Infinity Land.
Infinity Land. So he'd go out and so when he was a little boy, he would start going away and playing with like dead body parts of animals that he'd find. He'd make little shrines, and he did all this weird shit alone. And BTK also apparently was having some fantasies as a little kid. He was doing all this kind of shit. But it's interesting to see like that this was like another example of how it was baked in. It started as a little boy.
Yeah.
He had these thoughts, and it never stopped. Like this shit was rampant since he was 5.
Yeah.
Which is fascinating.
Yep.
I also, all the documentary material I watched on this is like not my normal documentaries, actual documentaries.
Yeah.
The way everybody talks about this case has all just been like, and would you believe? Everyone's so fat and so happy how horrible it is. Like, everybody's just like, yes, and he did this other thing. So I get into that zone.
No, he's an actual. Well, I'm not a literal ghoul. He's a half ghoul because ghouls technically are creatures that eat dead bodies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. He did eat a dead body.
But he started when he was alive.
Yeah.
But he finished a year later.
I see a ghoul as someone who digs up a grave and eats the dead body.
He's a ghoul. Okay, I think if there's a ghoul club and they were all talking about it, they'd let him in. I think you need one letter of recommendation from another ghoul, and that's it, and he'd be in.
He definitely made human goulash.
Yes, he did.
Well, the other part of the equation, which is sort of a chicken or the egg type of thing, is that while Armin had little independence, he would sometimes sneak away to neighboring farms during those summers in Wüstefeld. It was on those farms that Armin would eagerly watch pigs, ducks, hens, geese, and deer get slaughtered on a very regular basis. Armin would later describe these slaughters as his fondest childhood memories.
Dude, it was like his television.
Yeah, but that's all to say that it's hard to tell whether he associated happiness with slaughter and that wired up his brain incorrectly, or if the slaughter was what made him happy in the first place, chicken or egg.
I mean, I don't know. There were plenty of kids to hang out with. There was still television.
No, they said there were very few kids in Wüstefeld.
He could have found one. There was one. Every weird kid I've ever met had one separate other weirdo play the spinner friend.
Actually, he did have one friend. One of the documentaries that I watched, they did talk to a kid.
Mr. Stunk.
Yeah, where he said, like, he had a pony, and Viva takes the pony and ride it into the forest.
But it was a weird game. Because he said that, like, it was weird that he'd come over and his later hosted it, and they had an old-fashioned horse and carriage.
Yeah.
And he would get into his horse and carriage and ride it around this little town, and he'd be like, that's as far as mother allows me to go. like literally have to go. And then he'd kick him out of the carriage like he was some horrible version of Cinderella. But yeah, it's just straight. I mean,
I wonder if the guy who was killing all these pigs in front of him, started, playing it up a little bit, putting on a show,
There it comes, that big old cleaver, and going inside them guts, and he's just like, this is the best show I have ever seen in my life.
The guy who's killing these animals, he's not like, get out of here, kid.
Because at the time, honestly, though,
here.
I do feel like it's a little bit of like, this is an art form. Maybe according to if you're a normal like butcher, if you're just a butcher, it's a good job.
Well,
One
these aren't
day-
butchers. These are just people who are killing
On farm.
animals. Yeah. And they could also see as like, oh yeah, kids need to get used to this stuff.
Yeah, it's a farm. You're gonna get used to it. And then he probably goes, get me the hook. Get me the other piercer.
Well, really though, Armin said that all he wanted was to be accepted and hugged.
Could have knocked that out quick then.
Yeah. Mama could have really knocked both of those things out. So he invented an imaginary friend named Frankie to help with his loneliness.
Frankie was the bad guy. You didn't want to be anywhere near Frank.
Well, Armin would tell Frankie he loved him, and Frankie would say he loved him back.
I love you too, Armin.
So far, so good.
Yeah, and tellingly though, Frankie would be the name Armin would use years later as his handle when he was trawling various cannibalism forums for a man who was willing to be killed and eaten.
His name already has arm in it.
It's too on the nose.
On the nose would have been a great name.
Now, Armin said he started fantasizing about eating little boys and girls between the ages of 8 and 12. He would spend night after night lying awake in bed, going through every motion of killing, butchering, and eating a child, emulating what he'd seen on the neighboring farms.
During one of his interviews, and I believe this, he said, "You'll be surprised how difficult it is to make friends when all you imagine is what your friend's nipple tastes like." Thanks, Armin.
But just like Dennis Rader fantasized about torturing and killing Annette Funicello at around the same age while watching the Mickey Mouse Club, Armin Mivas's prepubescent fantasies revolved around Flipper. Now,
Let's just
Died on
continue on.
Henry's birthday.
We know.
Yeah.
Committed dolphin suicide on my birthday. That's true.
Now, for those of you unfamiliar with Flipper, it was a mid-60s TV show about a boy and his dolphin. But the titular animal was not Armin's focus. Rather, he was obsessed with the boy, child actor Luke Halpin.
Yeah, if he was obsessed with Flipper, the dolphin, he might have been a scientist.
Yeah.
Or he might have been a marine biologist. Or he might have been a dolphin hunter.
Yeah, but he would have been obsessed with fucking Flipper. And we would have, and his story would have been in and out of the news real fast.
You think about him, if he went
No
to go
books
fuck
would be
Flipper-
written about him.
No, but if you wanted to go fuck Flipper, guess what? Flipper fucks back.
Yeah.
That's what you gotta be careful. Armin Mivas thinks he's gonna roll in easily fuck Flipper. Flipper's gonna fucking just ruin your weekend. All right?
That kid does look delicious, by the way.
We're gonna cut this out, but I've been saying that. Looking at the old footage, I'm like, yum, is that
Clown nose.
And dolphins are filled with mercury anyway. You can't eat them.
Well, Halpin's character, Sandy Ricks, was just the kind of perfect, popular, successful boy that Armin so desperately wanted to be.
Oh boy!
And
No, hey, that's what he wished he could be.
yeah,
Space
and
to run
Armin
around
came to
in this one.
believe, as many cannibals do, that if he were to only
Oh, yeah, someone said
consume
about the
Sandy
logo.
Ricks, then
So
he
he
would
had to
take
cover the
on
logo
all
for
the
some
same
reason?
characteristics and abilities of his hero, while also fulfilling a sexual urge.
Hey there, Flipper. There's this man who says he wants to sexually cannibalize me. What are we gonna do? You're right. I'll strangle him in his sleep. Excellent. I'll pretend to be into it, and then I'll wait until he's most vulnerable, and I'll kill him while he can't know. Flipper, stop flirting with me. Stop it, Flipper. Stop it. I told
I'm
you
going to
before.
put it
This
into
is
this right now. I'm putting it into this right now. Well, according to Armin, he ran this idea about consuming and internalizing Sandy Ricks. He ran this past his imaginary friend Frankie. And Frankie thought that the idea of killing and eating another boy to steal his power was a pretty good idea.
All Frankie gave him was thumbs up. It's been like, sounds like you were thinking what I was
Unnecessary
thinking.
space.
Flipper, however, was just one half of Armin's media obsessions.
like,
He
why is
also
it so
loved
big?
horror movies, of course, particularly the gory ones. If I had to guess, I'd imagine Armin was a fan of movies like the 1976 German slasher Mosquito der Schande, released elsewhere as Bloodlust.
Ooh.
All right, show off.
The plot revolves around a clerk who collects puppets but also murders women and drinks their blood with a glass straw, then writes mosquito on the walls of the rooms where his victims are found.
Kind of sounds like a Giallo movie.
Yeah. Oh, no, I would imagine you probably did see some Giallo movies that came over. You might have seen Suspiria. I don't know if, like, Blood Feast came all the way over from America. You know, Herschel Gordon Lewis.
I doubt he saw Blood
I doubt he
Feast.
saw Blood Feast. But, you know, there's plenty of, like, that weird 60s style of gory, you know, that I
the weird stuff. The
personally-
fluorescent red blood.
that I personally love, and I think actually is scarier because it feels like you're watching a dream rather than, you know, some like realistic gore. I much prefer Herschel Gordon Lewis gore.
You know what really scared me the most of everything you just said was the glass straw.
Yeah, right. It's crazy.
That's something about a glass. I mean, obviously it could just break in your mouth, but it's terrifying.
It might be good for the environment.
Who knows?
Who knows? Now, before puberty, the idea of cutting open chests, ripping out hearts, livers, and lungs, then eating them raw while they were still warm, this simply made Armin feel good inside. It's like how another kid might fantasize about, it'd be awesome if I could fly.
Yeah, he was just like, man, I'd love to flop a pancreas around. Like, literally nothing would make... Think about a little boy that if you ask him for Santa, like if he went to Santa Claus and got on his little knee and he'd go like, oh, little Armin, what would you like for Christmas? And he'd just be like, I want a hat made out of human intestines. It's like, we'll have to. How about a football?
Ooh, pigskin.
But around the age of 12, Armin found that these thoughts about handling organs, eating organs, these were now extremely arousing thoughts. And as a result, he would find himself, as Henry said, gazing longingly at a male classmate's bare chest while asking himself what their nipples would taste like.
And I'll tell you what, they taste like nipples.
Yeah, chewy.
Yeah, the rest of the chest, except, chewier.
Just lick a guy. Honestly, when it comes down to it, why do you got to eat him? Just lick him. Be like a sommelier, but for a guy.
Yeah, but you know what it's like. I mean, that's the thing, though, is if you were to just lick a hamburger, would you really get the flavor profile?
Have you ever sucked a hamburger?
It was one of the dumber conversations we've ever had.
Ooh, hamburger, I just want to suck you.
I want to suck it. Make it nice and wet.
Now, once Armin turned 16, he and his mother moved from Essen to the 36-room farmhouse in Wustefeld permanently, which wasn't that much of a change because neither one of them had any friends or family in Essen anyway. But while Waltraud had grand dreams of a majestic country home, she didn't have the money to properly maintain a 36-room farmhouse because she lived solely off the meager alimony paid by her two ex-husbands.
That house is beautiful.
It is gorgeous, or it was until it was burned down by the locals.
That's what happens when a fairy tale monster lives inside a very nice piece of property.
Even so, she still gave each room in the farmhouse a grand name, like Sonnenglanz, meaning sunlight, or Frutau, meaning Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
Whoa, is that what
No, excuse me. Morning Dew, not Mountain Dew.
That would be fucking awesome if there was a fucking X Games room there. You would never have to be a cannibal.
This is my room, Sierra Mist.
Let me mutilate him in the sunny delight room.
Anywhere, it would be in the surge room.
Ooh. Shots fired.
Tellingly, though, even though Armin was 16, Waltraud insisted that his room be called Kinderzimmer, or the child's room.
The child's room. He was also not unwilling.
No.
He was very much a willing mama's boy.
Oh, he loved it.
loved this lifestyle.
Now, the small village of Wustefeld was made up of a friendly, close-knit community of residents who held regular parties and barbecues where the whole town would be invited.
Aw.
A bunch of happy, smiling German farmers.
And what did it sound like, Rob?
Come to the non-human barbecue.
Why does he keep saying that? Continue right now.
Well, these barbecues included Armin and Waltraud. even though everyone in town knew that these were the town spinners. The townsfolk felt, we can't leave them out. We can't invite everyone except the fucking weirdos.
Town spinners. I just feel like that's the new slur that we're gonna have to deal with.
Yeah, we got a week.
Yeah, we can use spinners for a little while longer. I just think of the spinners and I feel bad. The spinners.
Der Spinners.
They're spinners.
An all-German cover band of the Spinners.
We'll save that. You and I will save that for our VFW tour, Eddie.
Well, inviting Der Spinners proved to be a bad idea because during one, actually I got to do it. It's Die Spinner. That would be the plural for Der Spinner.
Thank you. Okay.
Inviting Die Spinner proved to be a bad idea because during one barn party, Waltraud marched to the center of the barn at 10 p.m. and began shouting that the music was too loud. She hated loud music, and the party had to stop immediately on her say-so because it was too late to be that loud.
Jesus Christ, lady.
Now, one adult neighbor took a special interest in Armin because he thought Waltraud's treatment of the young boy was unfair. He thought that it might be stunting his growth a little. The neighbor had a chat with Waltraud over a glass of wine, and he got her to agree to let Armin attend the next party on his own.
It sounds like when the principal visited Forrest Gump's mom.
Your mama should have care about your school.
Your schooling, boy.
But even without his mother, Armin, who was always more comfortable with children, just like Ed Gein.
Yeah, because he's another spinner.
Yeah. Armin chose to not mingle with the other teenagers and instead spent the whole party sitting at the kids' table. In 1968, however, the village of Wustefeld became infinitely more interesting when a new neighbor moved in next door to Armin and Waltraud. She was a self-avowed witch, Satanist, and published occult author named Ulla von Bernes, who publicly claimed that she could cast death spells on anyone in the world.
This lady is a character and fun as fuck. What a great neighbor. Yeah. Like, especially for this, because again, it is Hummel figurines, including the scary ones.
Yeah.
There is every character from a German thing is there. You got the cannibal, you got the weird wistful boy cannibal, you got the domineering big-titted evil mom, you got the fucking beautiful Bavarian forest witch who probably at some point transforms into something else, like transforms into like a meerkat.
She transforms into a fawn and scampers into the forest.
Yeah, I love
and
this
leads
shit.
you to your death.
No, it just makes me want to go to fucking Germany.
Yeah. Now, as opposed to Ed Gein's highly Christian mother, Augusta, Waltraud Maivis embraced the evil.
Oh my God, I just looked up a picture of her. I never saw her before. She looks like Tony Clifton. I might have to take all this back.
You talking about Ulla von Bernes?
Yeah, she looks. Oh my God.
Yeah, you like California witches. German witches.
Yeah, German witches.
I love German witches.
Old world witches are an entirely different breed, my friend.
Hey man, if I will fuck Baba Yaga. All right, I have no problems with it.
Well, Waltraud Maivis soon became close friends with Ulla von Bernes. Now, even though she sounds kind of goofy, Ulla von Bernes had serious occult cred. Her godfather was Rudolf Steiner, one of the biggest names in the occult game during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. This was a guy who rubbed elbows with Madame Helena Blavatsky.
So for Eddie, just so you know, Madame Helena Blavatsky, HPB.
Yeah.
HPB that we call her. That is what she's called. And she is a pain in the ass master occultist from back in the day that wrote this massive book called The Doctrine of
The Secret
Doctrine. And what it is an occult explanation of the history of the world. And Rudolf Steiner, we did a series on Madame Blavatsky, and she is one of the most impressive con women / true occult masters of all time. Like, she's a big deal.
She's secretly one of the biggest influences on the 20th century in many different ways. Like, I mean, the shockwaves of what this woman did, still reverberate to this day.
Sort of led to Nazism. And then Rudolf Steiner was a guy that was like, basically, he was a compatriot to her, and then he broke off and did his own thing. He created the things called the Waldorf schools. Have you ever heard of the Waldorf schools? It's like a super intense version of a Montessori school where they basically teach you about aligning your spirit and soul with your intellect. And Rudolf Steiner was all about this idea that you could apply scientific method to the psychic sciences. And then he obviously had some issues because anybody who's a Germanic origin, there seems to be some racial implications at the very bottom of their works, no matter what they do.
Alternative history.
Yes, a lot of alternative histories.
His pseudo-historian is how Rudolf Steiner is often referred to.
But technically, he was one of the first guys to be like, Hitler's bad. During the 1910s, where he's like, this guy's bad news. And he started basically doing the anti-Nazi thing at the very, very beginning. And they fucked him up.
Yeah, they fucked him up real bad.
Yeah.
Now, Ulla, however, like Rudolf Steiner, serious occultist.
Very, very serious. Very, very high level. One of the big names. He's one of the classy ones.
Yeah.
He like ran Hogwarts, but instead of wizards, it was witches.
Yeah.
That's what I took from that anyway.
Yeah, take that. That's good. Yeah. Yes.
Eddie, your occult education has not yet begun. We haven't
I'll give you the secret doctrine.
We have not yet chosen what your first occult episode is going to be.
Okay.
Yeah, but we're going to choose wisely. Trust me.
Yeah.
Good.
But Ulla, she's more of like an Anton LaVey. You know, the guy, Anton LaVey, right?
Yes. Not well. We've only hung out once or twice.
But Ulla's someone who liked to play the part. She liked to put on a show.
Yes.
For example, when she moved in next door to Armin and Voltraud, she painted her house black and switched the standard doorbell mechanism, switched that with a skull that had the doorbell button affixed to its outstretched tongue.
That's fucking
awesome.
Yeah.
But I hope it like screamed whenever you pressed it.
Inside, Ulla decorated her walls with paintings of Lucifer and various other devilish imagery. And this is in addition to her altar, fully dedicated to worshiping and communing with Satan himself.
And he's busy.
Yeah. Claiming herself to be a satanic priestess, Ulla would hold black masses to contact Satan so he could give her the power she needed to kill people with black magic.
This is very German version.
These spells, however, were not random. Basically, killing people with black magic was Ulla's job, and this service cost anywhere between 200 and 1,000 marks, depending on the client and the target. I think she had a sliding scale.
Yeah, honestly, very responsible of her. It's a very nice thing to do as a business owner. I will say to you, remember, in magical actions, any form of hex will come back on you. So it's never, ever really a good thing to do unless it's very, very specific, and honestly, it needs to remain largely positive. The thing about Ulla is that also when you pay to have someone do something like this outside of you, it also, it's very, it's easy for it to go wrong.
Yeah. Well, the process was that she would cast a spell, then soon after, the target would die in a car accident, fall down a flight of stairs, or have some other fatal accident. And from what she claimed, she had a 90% success rate. 9 out of 10.
So she's a fucking assassin? She's a murderer? like
witch.
Multiple times? A
Hit
hit
witch.
witch.
Yeah.
Which is another great film.
Save it.
And indeed, she did have plenty of customers who made the trip out to Wustafel. But they were mostly women who wanted to sentence unfaithful husbands to untimely deaths. Now, incredibly, and this is part of the reason why I'm fascinated with Germany, Ulla von Bernes became a beloved local character who could be found gambling at the nearby casino when she wasn't casting black magic spells on wayward husbands.
So fun.
But as she put it, Satan never helped her gamble because he, quote, has more important things to do.
That's what I said. He's very busy.
Others in Germany, however, took Ulla's claims very seriously. She was briefly involved in a murder trial in the mid-1980s in which a defendant claimed that he ordered a death curse from Ulla but carried out the murder himself when it didn't work.
Yeah, he had a fucking, he's like, God damn it, now I gotta go kill her?
Yeah.
She can't get blamed for that.
No, she did. She was just consulted, like, because she was just a part of the whole thing. She's like, yeah, he asked me. Yeah, I did it. Yeah, it didn't work.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
I told him, he signed the paper, he saw the thing, it does not guarantee.
Results?
It's not guaranteed.
He was in that 10%.
Yep.
Well, after that, Ulla earned the title of the most famous witch in Germany.
And that's huge. That's
That
like being the
is.
most famous asshole in California.
Now, just a few years before that murder, both Voltraud and Armin were spending a lot of time hanging out with Ulla. For Armin, though, the Satanist stuff, he didn't really give a shit about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, what he cared about was that she was like the witch from Hansel and Gretel.
She was like the witch from Hansel and Gretel, though. Like, that's not an exaggeration.
By 1985, however, around the time of the aforementioned murder trial, Ulla moved out of the Black House in Wustefeld and rented an apartment in nearby Bad Homburg.
Bad Homburg.
Yeah, and Armin was once again left alone with his mother. Left to his own devices when his mother wasn't ordering him around, Armin got a hold of a slew of Barbie dolls and began acting out his violent fantasies by dismembering them and cooking their limbs on a tiny barbecue, watching with pleasure as their faces melted into a mess of black plastic.
I definitely tortured the Barbies.
Yeah.
You know, I love torturing the Barbies, but a lot of it was sort of like touch the butt and the weird, like, boobs in the Barbie body.
Yeah. It was
You know, and
more
I'm sorry now. I want to say I'm sorry to those dolls
Yeah. It
for
was
what
more-
I did to you.
You're just trying to piss off your sister, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. No, I think it's a point I was just looking at the boobies.
Yeah. There was nothing there.
No.
Now, I like setting toys on fire,
Yeah, of course.
but I just like setting anything on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the boobies, I used to always like if there was like a Zest commercial or something, I'd always get up to the TV and kind of look and see if I could look down and see the boobies.
Oh, God,
That's adorable.
They probably thought that they had a real Der Spinner on their hands.
Completely obsessed, Armin also made dolls out of marzipan, in addition to marzipan penises, hearts, livers, and stomachs that he could pretend were the real thing.
I mean, this is a business.
Yeah.
Well, now it is. Now it is.
Erotic marzipan.
Yeah, now this, yes.
He'd also make arrangements out of pork and ketchup, trying his best to recreate a scene of torn flesh covered in blood.
And I mean this, all right? I'm going to give this creepist a fucking some credit.
Yeah.
He's trying.
Yeah, he really is.
He's trying to not be a cannibal. Actually,
Well,
no,
he's trying
no.
to not kill someone.
Well, yes. He's not trying to not be a cannibal. How would you even say that? Because technically he is practicing and he got really good at it.
You
So-
hosted a cannibal dinner.
I did.
You know, this is very similar. There
I
could
know.
have been a Der Spinner there.
Oh, my God. I didn't even fucking think about it like that.
Yeah, you could have been creating an Armin.
Uh-oh. That's called making content the locally sourced way. That's sustainable content.
But after Armin graduated high school, he ended up volunteering for the West German military, where he fit in well, at least in a professional capacity, because he was already so used to obeying commands after years of acting as his mother's servant. Armin became an administrative clerk in charge of ordering office supplies for the 52nd Armored Infantry Battalion. He did this for 12 years, known only as a quiet, mannered, and calm, if extremely weird loner.
But he did like the little modicum of control of other men
Yeah.
that he got. He enjoyed that. That helped him a little bit. Also, loved chowering
Yeah.
with the guys. You know, he liked looking
Seasoning,
around.
marinating.
Yeah. So he was very
Like,
like,
replace all of my shampoo with olive oil.
we'll take some rosemary. Yes, hi, will you please? Have a piece of lemon. He was but he liked just horsing around with the boys, man.
No, I mean, he didn't horse around with the boys.
He liked watching the other boys horse around.
Yeah.
And then he'd do the thing, be like, it is fun to grab ass. It's fun with some men. You know what I mean? Like, and they're all like, yeah, Armin. Meanwhile, they're like, yeah, come here, Gunter. Let me fucking, oh, it's so funny, Gunter. Look, it's so funny you're sucking my dick, Gunter. It's so funny you're fucking having gay sex. Gunter, look, dude. I'm fucking in your ass, Gunter. This is the craziest prank in the world, Gunter.
It's so funny because you're doing this, and I'm like thinking of a legitimate question.
And I'm really not sure how you got to the point where you're like acting out a gay porno.
I think that this is what he, in his mind, thought was happening.
Oh, okay. What he wanted
That's
to
what he
happen.
wanted to happen.
Fuck yeah, Gunter.
Yeah, fuck yeah, Gunter, where he's watching them all fuck.
Yeah.
And he's just,
It's Kunter.
Legitimate question?
I thought they couldn't have an army.
No, they absolutely could because they were, remember the Soviets, East Berlin, West Berlin?
Oh,
they
yes, yes,
absolutely,
yes, yes.
they needed an army. You're thinking of Japan.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. Now, Armin had no hobbies and rarely hung out with the other guys.
you said he made marzipan bodies that he used to fuck. Okay, so I think that he had hobbies.
Actually, baking is a hobby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very much a hobby.
Well, fuck me. Well, at his request, Armin was stationed at Rotenburg so he could go home to his mother every night to take care of her until she fell asleep. This, of course, earned him a considerable amount of shit from his fellow soldiers. Do you want to go out to the bar? No, I have to go home and take care of mother.
And it's the way he probably does it too, where he's like, Unfortunately, tonight I can't join you for your reveries. I must be with my mother. They're like, yeah, cool, great then. Cool, just wanted to make sure.
Please leave.
Sorry, I gotta go and fuck Gunter.
Oh, fuck, Gunther, this is hilarious. I'm coming on you. Gunther, this is so funny. We're having sex right now.
Now, even though Armin by this point knew that he was gay, he still tried putting on appearances to please his mother, even though Voltraud did everything she could to make sure that Armin never made it past the first date with any woman. At Voltraud's insistence, she would chaperone dates by sitting in the back seat of the car, silently judging girls as too bossy, too plain, or in one case, judging a woman's atrocious enunciation.
But I feel like Armin would not be attracted to a woman who had atrocious pronunciation.
I don't think he was attracted to any woman. I don't think the enunciation had anything to do with it. He was gay.
Maybe if some of these women spoke more articulately, maybe they could have impressed him.
That's the thing, is that Armin couldn't understand why any of this was weird, even when others patiently explained to him why bringing your mother on a date was strange.
How could it possibly be strange? My mother's the most exciting backseat driver that's ever been. She tells me what to do.
Do you mind if we go in the back and make out? I was talking to my mom.
I'm talking to my mom.
Well, the furthest Armin ever got with a girl was when he was introduced to a friend of a friend named Martina, who already had 3 children.
Poor single moms. They're fucking, it is hard for pickings out there.
Real hard. Now, as I said, just like Geen, Armin was better with kids than adults, so he got along well with Martina's children, and that was promising for a single mother. But while their romance was essentially platonic, Armin bragged to his coworkers that they were engaged and that they had all kinds of sex, none of which was true.
What?
It all...
I could just see him. It was so nice to finally see her glance. I loved how fluorescently pink her bottom is.
We're slowly stretching her clitoris to make a penis.
I pull and I pull and I pull and I pull. I tug and I tug and I tug and I tug. Where are the balls?
It all fell apart, however, when Martina told Armin that she intended to have her tubes tied because she already had 3 kids and didn't want any more.
Yeah, and that's got to be disappointing for him.
Well, even though Armin knew that he was gay, he firmly believed that he would one day marry a woman and have children. So a woman who couldn't have children was useless to him. But when they broke up, he did confess to her, all right, you got me, I'm gay. The worst part, though, is that this drama, this all occurred over a period of 3 weeks.
Yeah, he did not. Yeah, that was as close as he ever got to having anything that was remotely normal. And that woman, that is just a desperate lady.
That's less than a month.
Yeah. That lady was like, because she went straight almost into marriage. She almost went straight to being,
Mrs. Mivas. Now, Armin was forced to leave the military after 12 years in 1991, partly because he racked up 2 DWIs in quick succession, and partly because it was obvious that this lone weirdo was never going to have the makings of a leader.
Well, this is the truth. Is that this is why this is where we're heading into, you can see the danger points, where Dennis Nilsen, Jeffrey Dahmer, same style of avoidance of their own inner struggle.
Yeah,
so
and using alcohol to mask it.
Slam it down. So he was obviously riddled with cannibalistic fantasies at work. And he was in the Army. And he knew that if he said anything, he was not going to be treated very well.
Yeah.
If he said anything about any of his, even just wanting to kiss Brad.
Doesn't have to, being gay, not being a cannibal.
Oh, no, that's what I'm saying. It's bad enough just being his normal self.
Yeah.
Never mind telling them his real self, right? So he can't deal with it. So his fantasies were just supercharged and getting harder to avoid. So that was why he was just drinking himself to death.
I don't know why I pictured him as sober.
Yeah.
No, dude. A lot of these guys, especially Dennis Nilsen and Jeffrey Dahmer, are perfect examples about how, in order for them to face this inner paraphilia, they have to be drunk.
See, that's the thing with Nilsen and Dahmer. You figure if they're getting hammered, they would have made more mistakes and got caught earlier.
They did. Well, they made a lot of mistakes, but it was because with Jeffrey Dahmer, it was because who he chose to kill. And with Dennis Nilsen, it was because it all happened inside of his apartment and no one saw anything.
Yeah, and the only reason why he got caught is because he was getting rid of the bodies down his drain and a plumber found it.
Yeah.
Because his pipes got clogged.
Yeah, all filled with like slurries of meat because you tried to go jam the
Good old Mario and Luigi saving the day once again.
So, after leaving the army, Armin took a computer technician course and got a job at a software firm in the town of Kassel, about 200 miles away from the farmhouse in Wüstefeld. Primarily, he serviced ATMs, which sounds like the dullest job in Germany.
It seems fine.
It's servicing ATMs.
It sounds like honestly, at some point, you're just like, it's one of those jobs you could probably rip a fucking bong and do your day.
Yeah, man. I did data entry for a while. That's the fucking worst.
But I still, and I showed up when I had my data entry job, I was fucked up the whole time. It was awesome.
Yeah, but you were living in your car and drinking, what was it, scotch every night? Or
Yeah, to go to work.
But Armin actually liked his work and hoped to one day use his income to renovate the Wüstefeld farmhouse so he could turn it into a technical school where executives could stay and attend week-long computer courses. This plan, of course, went nowhere because Armin spent all of his money on broken down cars, lawnmowers, and cement mixers that he planned to refurbish and flip. He also started buying old tires, broken office chairs, and various other pieces of junk that he figured he could fix up and sell. And of course, he just ended up with a yard full of shit. His life continued this way for another 8 years. I mean, think about this. This is really like, it's 20 years where this guy's just sitting there staring into the middle distance and thinking about eating people and doing nothing about it.
I mean, he seems lazy to me.
Lazy?
Yeah.
I would say unambitious.
Unambitious?
Yeah.
Oh, he was ambitious.
Well, because he's buying all this shit to fix up, but it's just sitting in his front yard.
Well,
Is
it's
he
a hoarder.
incompetent or is he lazy?
It's a hoarder mentality. I think it's something else. When it comes down to hoarding items, is that what you're doing? It's
it's
you
trying
don't want to look in. Hoarding is a good example of an avoidant way of living where you're exteriorizing your problems.
your
by-
anxiety.
You're putting them in front of you. You're doing it on purpose. You're crowding yourself in. Like you in some ways they believe that they're insulating themselves or they're protecting themselves, And so this is more of the shoving down. I view this as a symptom of more and more his mom's getting older, he's getting older, he's never lived his dream. You've met a 40-plus stand-up who just started?
Oh, God.
You know
the
that
worst.
feeling.
I mean, we just hung out with one.
Yeah, you imagine one that's fucking a cannibal. You know what I mean?
I mean, at least he's got a new angle.
Rise from your grave.
Well, in 1999, Waltraud Meiwes finally died at the age of 77. Armin himself was about 37. He was almost 40 years old at this time. And after that, Armin was all alone in the world. His two half-brothers came to the funeral, and they never saw them again.
Yeah.
And he subsequently went half-Geen for a short period of time. After making a shrine to his dead mother, Armin started dressing in her clothes, then would adopt her mannerisms and personality while performing her daily chores around the house. Embarrassingly, an acquaintance once just popped by the farmhouse to say hi and check on Armin and opened the door to find him in full Mother Meiwes drag.
Want some borscht?
So frightening.
Glad I checked on you, but not going to stay.
Hey, listen. Seems like things are under control here. All right. You need any pantyhose from the store? No? All right. See you in 5 or 6 years.
But when he wasn't dressing as his mother, Armin would lay her clothes out on her bed as if he was expecting her to come home at any minute.
It's very broken, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the villagers in Wüstefeld found Armin to be just as awkward and peculiar as a grown man as they'd found him as a young boy. Although they did know him as an extremely polite, well-presented man who always wore a disturbingly large smile.
It's the teeth.
Yeah, well, he had a big mouth. He didn't have a choice.
It's
Yeah.
all teeth, man. It's just the little eyes that are too close to each other and just a big snaggle mouth full of human chomp. And
I wonder if he had extra teeth. You know, some people are born with extra teeth, like Freddie Mercury.
yeah, that's right. He was it extra teeth or just wrongly spaced out teeth?
I think it was extra.
Yeah, I think it was extra. I think he had something that like made him able to. There was his
Add
teeth.
an octave.
It was his
Yeah.
teeth that made him where he could sing like that.
That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's super cool.
Look
He
at
was
that
born
mouth.
with
Four
four
extra
extra teeth
teeth.
at the back of his mouth. Wow. Good work, Rob.
Huh. Thanks,
Wow.
Rob.
Well,
I'm the one who remembered the fact. He's got a computer over there.
good work, Rob.
But to try and cure his loneliness and still unwilling to accept his own sexuality, Armin joined what's known in Germany as a marriage institute. Joined that same year as his mother's death. This is a last-ditch effort to find a wife.
Yeah.
Now he did. Now he did meet one woman who liked him, but
Yeah. Again, it's hard to be single.
it is very hard to be single. But she refused to move into the farmhouse, and Armin refused to move out. So that affair ended as quickly as it began, which also ended Armin's efforts to find a wife to replace his mother.
Because that's really what he wanted.
Yeah,
I don't think he want. It's not about the companionship.
He wanted new mommy.
Yes.
But now, fully unfettered and faced with a lot more free time because he didn't have to take care of mama anymore,
I'm free.
Armin retreated fully into his cannibalism fantasies by reading every true account he could find. He read Alive.
I love that.
Alive!
Alive! I love that the inspirational story of the men who survived that crash in the
He
Andes.
took the worst part of it.
Literally, the thing that they fought to not reveal, the thing that they did not want the world to know, that was the thing that he was just like, what an opportunity.
No, he's sitting there jerking it as hard as he can reading those passages.
Yeah, because he saw pictures of them as young soccer playing men, and then all he could think about is, oh, no.
Read books about Jeffrey Dahmer, Fritz Harman, Albert Fish, and of course read everything available on the Donner Party.
I thought Albert Fish was a pescatarian.
Just pass. Just keep going. Just keep going. Don't acknowledge it. Don't acknowledge this.
It's also around this time that Armin seems to have started developing a sort of philosophy as it applied to his own cannibalistic urges. It's something that might even be considered a moral code.
This is why I view him as like he viewed himself as a step above.
Yeah. For Armin, eating a woman was wrong because women were needed if the human species were to continue. Men, however, were viewed as no different than pigs.
Tell me about it.
And it also didn't hurt that men were what he was attracted to.
Yeah, he wanted the man part of it.
Yeah.
Because he truly did. Like, the very, very bottom of him, literally, is a need for acceptance and for somebody to come and be there and not run away like everybody else who's ever interacted with him has. And so in his mind, he starts building this real concept, which we've heard from Jeffrey Dahmer. It is not he's not unique in this.
And Dennis Nelson.
And Dennis Nelson, about how when I want to eat somebody, the reason I want to eat them is that then they can be with me forever and they can never leave.
Yeah, I'd rather eat a woman, but I understand where he's coming from.
Same.
Yeah.
I'd have to think about it.
You actually would choose a man over a woman.
I'd have to think about it.
I definitely eat a woman before a man. That weird?
Yeah, oh, for sure. I would eat a woman before a man.
That's strange.
But, I would, but once you put your conscience in there, you got to eat the dude.
See, that's the thing is that I'm kind of like him with it's like dudes are more like pigs.
Yeah,
Like
because
I'm
it doesn't matter.
sitting in the room with
That's
two
called-
right now.
Technically, that's called toxic masculinity that we have been fed, that men are disposable.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that toxic masculinity?
Yes, because what it does then is cause us to act in bad ways, and in the end, that hurts us.
Yeah.
Because we believe that at the very end, we live to provide and nothing else. And then if we don't go to war, we should just die early and get out of the way.
Or go to Woodstock 99 and cause a fucking bunch of trouble.
Yes, definitely.
But the most important part of Armin's philosophy was that he decided he would never eat and kill another human being unless that person absolutely wanted to be killed and eaten. Because he did believe that a straight-up murder committed to satisfy his own urges was wrong.
You see, funny is that I think that he never thought it was wrong, but it was his explanation. I think that he decided at some point that if I create this rule, it's it feeds his sexuality. He wants it to be willing because that's what makes him horny. He's begging, the people begging to be eaten is what he wants the most, because then they want him. They need him to eat them.
See, I look at it as like, I'm not going to go to prison loophole.
He played it later as that, but we'll get to this.
Could be. But that's the thing. I do think that he did have some sort of moral code where he was like, murder is wrong.
But the moral code made him horny.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, is
All
that
right.
the moral code made him horny.
Yeah, I guess it does always come back. But isn't that another sort of toxic masculinity? Thinking that everything just comes back to sexuality over and over again. That we're
Interesting.
driven by nothing but our sexual urges and that we're no more complicated than our own cocks.
Thank you.
I got to go jerk off. I'll be back.
But at the time, Armin was at a loss as to how to find such a volunteer, so he made substitutions.
It's hard to bring up.
Yeah.
First, he started cutting pictures out of magazines of just body parts. Then he started taking photos of his own body so he could imagine butchering it to make chops and cutlets. He then bought a video camera and filmed himself holding a knife to his own throat, using ketchup and paprika as fake blood in his mock slaughter. Didn't know the red food coloring and corn syrup trick.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
A little dap of green in there to make it darker.
And it's so nice to do it that way. And you put a little bit of dish soap in it so it's easy to clean up once you're done.
That's nice. You know, and I'm talking to two fake blood specialists here that ruined many
things.
many a bar
Yep.
in Brooklyn and New York City.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just banned for many venues.
He also this is very funny. He took photos of his own penis sandwiched between two slices of bread and put a little garnish next to it, put a little parsley, and again used ketchup to serve as blood.
This is the thing, man.
Excuse me,
It's
I gotta go jerk off.
He loves sandwiches. It is the problem, right? Is that the story, the more details you go into it, is that like that would be an improv joke I'd make.
Yeah.
But no, he's doing it.
You know what's funny? You know, when I picture him doing it, I imagine lettuce in the sandwich.
Me too.
But
buddy.
but only lettuce.
Yeah.
Like no tomato.
I know. I definitely see the big cartoonish slices of white bread with the top of his withered gray German penis hang out of the top of it with that little tuft of like that nice glistening, like it's a Carl's Jr. like shoot. Where the tomatoes wet.
I just can't believe he chose like normal bread instead of like a bratwurst bun.
That is, I am now furious. I cannot believe he didn't put it in a bun.
I'm sure he did put it in a bun. I'm
He's like,
sure he put it in a bun at
This
some
is
point.
silly. And as soon as he put it in a bun, he's like, I'm not some kind of Frankfurter salesman. I am a man.
I want a gland witch.
Armin also revisited his teenage hobby of making dolls and genitals out of marzipan, all while masturbating to photos of gruesome crime scenes. All this was
What
just...
did you do this weekend, Armin? It's just all like the boss being like, how was your weekend?
Oh, but you'd never guess.
Are you a fan of marzipan by any chance?
Yes, I love marzipan.
How's about crime scene photos?
Yeah, I like those too.
I have a farmhouse that perhaps you would enjoy.
You're fucking crazy. We had this funniest week. Me and Gunter had fucking crazy ass sex with each other. Dog. It was so hilarious when I told him I loved him and he made me come. I was fucking dying, dude. Just fucking laughing my ass off thinking about we're gonna get married in 9 months, dude. It's fucking crazy, dude. So hilarious.
But all this was just peanuts compared to the world that was revealed to Armin when he finally got internet access in his own home in the late 90s.
If the internet ruined somebody else just as bad as Anders Breivik, it's this man. The internet was bad in Europe, dude.
It's the same internet we have. It's the same one we have.
A fucking different dog. Something went wrong, man.
And by the way, there's no comparison between Anders Breivik and Armin Mivas.
Well, they both had AOL accounts.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
actually, no. Armin had a Hotmail account.
Yeah, and AOL is America Online.
I don't know, dog. I hate Al Gore. I brought him up before, man. This is all his fucking fault, dude. I want him in front of me.
Yeah, and it wasn't, and it's not like he got cannibal radicalized
Whoa,
on the
you don't mean to
internet.
tell me to. Technically, this would be sort of like cannibal radicalization because he thought he was alone in this.
True.
I feel like that's one thing that's an interesting thing here is up to this point, besides he's reading about these famous cases,
Yeah.
but he's still
It's
like,
like 6 people.
yes, and he's like, there's nobody else like me.
Yeah.
And then it's not until now when he, like in Epcot, where it turns out now all this stuff can happen.
Well, with near unlimited access to the most gruesome images and videos available, albeit with what was probably a dial-up connection, Armin downloaded hundreds of pictures and videos, torture porn, and fake cannibal fetish content. These would be stored in hard drive folders labeled Grausam, meaning terror, or Fleisch, meaning meat. Not willing to let go of analog just yet, though, Armin also kept a tape in his VCR at all times so he could record any autopsy show that happened to be on TV. In fact, HBO had an autopsy show
Yeah.
you can still see on Max now. That's fucking incredible.
It's one of the best true crime series that are on HBO Max. I love that
It
series.
really is. It's
I
so
used
good.
to do this, but with like Skinamax.
Yeah, everyone else.
Yeah.
No, it was normal
We
behavior.
were same. We had the same skill, but for different reasons.
Hey, but guess what? Same result.
Well, more often, though, he was able to catch bloody accident footage that was shown on the news, which used to be a lot more common than it is now. Man, I saw some shit on the news when I was a
remember
kid.
when I saw that chick get murdered on the news, like the news reporter in the cemetery, and the guy walks up and he just shot her a bunch. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
I saw that live. That was wild.
Do you remember the footage? Do you remember the guy that shot everybody on the train? He was a white man who shot people that he was afraid of guys that robbing him on the train.
Oh, Bernie Getz?
Yes, I remember
Yeah.
them showing that, like the pictures of that as a kid.
Yeah,
I remember
because
seeing the
you
dead
grew
bodies,
up in
yes.
New York, so yeah, you would have. That would
Yeah.
you were there for Bernie Getz. That was a big one.
I remember that.
But in searching for images of faux cannibalism on the internet, Armin soon found like minds when it came to cannibalism, even finding essays that promoted it as humane. In one essay, cannibalism was promoted as a way to fix overpopulation and paired its arguments with tips on the best slaughter methods for humans. Armin also found fantasy recipes on the internet, like panierte Jungenleber, or boy's liver in breadcrumbs.
All right.
There was also Penis mit Rotwein,
Oh, what does that mean?
penis and red wine.
I dip my penis in red wine every Friday at Vintage Wine and Eats.
But from what I'd imagine, most of these recipes were probably just pork dishes with the word human replacing the word pork.
Yes, because long pig was the term for a human.
Yeah, that's term from human meat. Long pig.
And we're closest, the meat wise, we're closest to pig, right?
Yeah,
Well,
we're
according
closest
to
to pork.
Armin Meiwes, it is they are like pork, but harsh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But most importantly, Armin found multiple cannibalism chat rooms where he adopted the name of his childhood imaginary friend, Frankie. Also my dog's name, by the way.
Yeah.
Always weirds me out now when I see the Frankie in relation to fucking cannibalism. But Frankie was his online handle. Perhaps inspired by the discovery that there were so many others like him, Armin wrote a short story called Der Strickjunge. That's a hard word.
That is.
Strickjunge. Yeah, that means rent boy.
Oh, wow.
It was all about a male sex worker being willingly slaughtered for consumption, and it was not written well. Here's a bit of the dialogue. So, Henry, do you want to play the sex worker or the protagonist?
I will play the protagonist because I will play Armin Meiwes.
Okay. I only have you, and I only want you. Let me become a part of you.
Well, that isn't right. I'll eat you up then.
Then slaughter me. Apart from you, nobody else is interested in me anyhow.
But I love you.
And that's precisely why you have to do it, or otherwise I'll kill myself. I can feel an incredible feeling inside of me. It's as if our souls are connected. Now, lest you think that online cannibals were a small community, it's estimated that Armin visited and participated in over 400 cannibalism websites and forums, with names like TortureNet, Gourmet, and Guy Canna-Balls.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's the funny one. That's the humor one.
That's the funny one.
Yeah.
What seemed to be his favorite, however, was Cannibal Cafe. Now, we were able to access Cannibal Cafe from the Internet Wayback Machine and found that it was a forum hosted on a site called necrobabes.com.
See, I know people that did Gorno. I know
Yeah.
Gorno. It's fake.
Yeah, it's all fake
Snuff
shit.
film porno.
Yeah. From what I can tell, aside from the primitive 3D art snuff porn section, none of it was real, of course, Cannibal Cafe was the same 24 or so guys posting about cannibal fantasies and made-up recipes, like the guy who asked if anyone had a recipe for Italian girl meat lasagna because he, quote, loves ethnic dishes.
God.
Among the last users who posted before the site shut down were Hungry Jack, Betty Pig, Mistress Goo, and I am Beaver Fart 666.
Love that guy.
My personal favorites are either Burgerman 39 or Doctor Gimme the News.
Doctor, give me
Yay.
the news. I got a bad case of eating you.
I was trying to think of some better names for Frankie. Here's what I came up with. I got 6. Maybe you guys can help me pick the best one.
Sure.
Tongue Eat Cheek.
Oh, cute, funny.
Yeah,
Cute, funny.
Neil Marsala.
Well, okay, that's funny, yeah.
I got Cannibal Runs.
Nope.
What?
Cross it off.
Dick and Cacciatore.
Thank you. Okay. Yep, there we go. So far, so good. Yeah.
Billy Cheesesteak.
Dick and Cacciatore is still the next one.
Yeah.
Top one.
And Bradwurst.
Yeah, definitely Dick and Cacciatore.
Dick and
Dick and
Cacciatore,
Cacciatore.
by the way. Yeah, oh yeah, by and by, number one. Absolutely.
All right. dickandcacciatore.com.
But what's interesting about this forum is that despite the content, this forum worked just like any other community on the internet works to this day. Amongst the violent fantasies were posts about fucking whatever. Like this one. This is the title of one of the last posts on Cannibal Cafe.
I had to watch that movie Highlander again. What sheer exhilarating and complete adrenaline rush to go into a battle on a one-on-one basis against all unbeatable odds. What an ultimate high.
And none of this is code, nor does it lead to a discussion about cannibalism.
No,
it's just a post about how awesome Highlander is.
It is.
Yeah, and it's really short, too.
Yeah.
It's just the whole... I swear, the more and more I watch that movie, the more I love it better all the time. What a rush to be in an intensive battle scene, to be immortal, to fight for the end prize, to fight to the very end, so that there will be only one. What a intense movie that is.
And imagine some guy's just been like, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and there was the
Want to eat my balls?
Yeah, the follow-up is, that was a great movie. I saw it in Vienna years ago. As regards, Terry, sorry to tell you, old cock, but I ate her last night with fava beans and a fine Chianti. It did turn into cannibal.
See, the funny,
just-
but
it's
that's
back
a Hannibal
into-
It's back
Lecter
to
reference.
Hannibal Lecter, and then it's your lame-ass pun.
That's reference.
You're an idiot, I'm going to kick your ass. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Back
Just
to
like
normal?
any other internet forum on the fucking since the beginning of the fucking internet.
Yeah.
After the nerds turned it over to the rest of us.
That's how it went. Al Gore, you did this, and I'm gonna terrorize your family.
But in the end, Cannibal Cafe was, for 99.9% of its clientele, all about fantasy. For example, the site had a so-called livestock application one could fill out. That had, amongst other questions, the option to choose previous sexual training, like oral sex, anal sex, or toilet sex.
What is toilet sex?
You
Sex
fuck
in a toilet.
Yeah.
Oh, just that sounded like a chair, though. That's just a chair.
No, but they made it sound like it was a skill.
Yeah, well,
like it was a thing that you needed it, like there were...
Don't look it up, Rob. I just see him go into Google. As soon as you type in toilet sex, everything is going to stop.
Yeah. I mean,
No one is going to be happy.
it's better than fucking on a chair because you can just flush the cum as soon as you're done.
I feel like it would be much easier for me to convince my wife to have sex with me on a chair.
Yeah, well, not when you don't have a chair and you just have a toilet in the bathroom.
And nothing's going right for you. And you should really think about, maybe I should invest in me.
Yeah, that means you live at the dog park, and your only inside space is the goddamn porta potty. Well, this application also had livestock termination preferences like live roasting, impalement, or vivisection. There was also one separate page called #SnuffSex that, for some reason, automatically downloaded a MIDI version of Stairway to Heaven to my computer that I did not open.
Yeah, dude, delete that.
Yeah. Now, in looking further into Cannibal Cafe, we found that the forum was run by an extraordinarily creepy-looking man with a huge walrus mustache who went by the name Perro Loco.
Yes.
Crazy Doug
Yes.
in Spanish. Perro Loco started this forum in 1994 and called himself the one true prophet of the Holy Church of Dulcet. Dulcet, I discovered, is an internet slang term for the fetish that involves killing, cooking, and eating other people. The closest to an origin I could find is that dulcet is an archaic word meaning sweet or pleasant, which evolved into the word dulcet, which means pleasing to the ear. In other words, I have no fucking clue why he chose this word to mean cannibalism makes me horny.
I thought it meant, to be honest, because I just
and also,
already know.
he's the only one who uses that fucking word.
I know. I went to go look for it and I couldn't find it. There's a little part of me that wonders if it's based off a piece of media or if it's a name of something.
Could be.
Like, I feel like it might be that. But side stories, lpotl@gmail.com.
Please
If
let
you
us
know
know.
the difference, please tell me. Because I did try to look into it and I'm just never going to. I'd never be able to get a real job or anything. Everything I've looked up just this week.
I went further into it than I really wanted to and
Yep.
still found nothing.
I got a lot of stuff I shouldn't have seen.
Yeah. I really saw a lot of shit that I really didn't want to see this week.
Hey, but hey.
Yeah.
Hey!
It's
Hey.
all part of the job.
That's how it is.
Yeah. Sometimes the job chooses you.
Yep.
Now, as far as what Perro Loco did outside of running the Cannibal Cafe forum, he was an EMT prior to his involvement with the site. Doesn't really surprise me because, EMTs, a lot of our listeners are EMTs.
Yeah.
Jet black sense of humor. And Cannibal Cafe. I mean, the guy's not funny, but a lot of jokes are made.
And like we said about in the necrophilia episode, they have access to fresh bodies.
Sure.
It's also funny because in 2016, Perro Loco was interviewed for this thing called Encounters with Evil, and it's just so funny because then you realize he's just a guy.
Yeah.
Right. So this whole thing it's all technically still all fantasy, and then cuts to Perro Loco, and this is literally what he sounds like. No, Mavis's posts, they never stood out. Yeah, he never wrote anything particularly alarming because this is what everybody writes.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so common. I get emails from people asking to be snuffed, murdered, or cannibalized, and there's thousands of people out there. I have a mailing list close to 10,000 people that like this.
Again, your Midwest turned into Irish.
It's just,
Yeah.
I have a mailing list. Close to 10,000 But when Cannibal Cafe was most active, he was not an EMT. He was an employee at a fly fishing store.
Okay.
And that's the incredible thing about guys like Armin and guys like Perro Loco. It really is just the dude that you have a 10-second interaction with. You have no idea what's going on in that guy's head.
You never know what anybody does.
No, you really don't. Now, interestingly, Perro Loco was peripherally involved in a murder that happened years before Armin Mivas made headlines, and it is very close to being the same story. The only thing missing is the cannibalism hook, which is why you've probably never heard about the murder of Sharon Lopatka. In 1996, 5 years prior to Armin, a 35-year-old advertising copywriter named Sharon Lopatka used one of Perro Loco's forums to find someone who would torture, strangle, and kill her. Now, by day, Sharon charged money to rewrite ad copy at the rate of $50 per ad and helped manage several websites that distributed psychic readings.
Interesting.
But by night, Sharon sold her dirty panties to strangers, marketed pornography that often featured unconscious women, and spent a lot of time on necrophilia and S&M discussion forums.
I'll let you know something, buddy. Panties don't just get soiled at night. Panties get soiled all day long, and that's a woman's life. All right? And don't you dare let's shut that down for them. All right?
Well, eventually, Sharon Lopatka began advertising her desire to be tortured and killed by a stranger. And her posts were picked up by another computer technician.
There's a lot of IT guys in this story.
A lot of IT guys. This guy was named Robert Glass, and his handles were either Toyman or Slowhand. Slowhand, isn't that Eric Clapton's nickname?
Yeah,
Yes.
Slowhand, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, big surprise. An Eric Clapton fan's an asshole. Well, after 900 pages of emails.
900 pages of emails.
Going back and forth talking about Glass torturing and murdering Sharon, she finally met Glass at his mobile home in North Carolina. There, the fantasies became reality and the torture began. But according to Glass, he never intended to kill Sharon Lopatka. Until the day he died, he insisted that her death was a sex game gone wrong. But either way, once Sharon was dead, Glass buried her 3 feet underground in his backyard.
The only way I want a sex game to go wrong is we lose the dice inside me. I cannot imagine me playing any form of sexy game that would involve my death.
Yeah, I mean, once a sex game goes wrong, you're still in trouble.
Yeah.
Like it's not. It's still a bad thing. I don't know. That's not a good defense.
No. That's just the truth. That's what he was just trying to say, was that I think it's him trying to say, like, it was all fantasy. Everything got out of control. I'm not a murderer. I just love the idea of it.
Yeah, it's basically that's where you go from like, do not charge me with first-degree murder, charge me with manslaughter, which is what he was charged with and convicted of. After Sharon's sudden disappearance, her email was thoroughly searched and her communications with Glass were found. Interestingly, this was the first ever murder case where police arrested a suspect based solely on email communication.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How have we never heard about this? This really is like, because Armin ran after these people walked. So
Yeah.
this is like it's a literal testing of what they did. I'm actually surprised the website wasn't shut down immediately.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that this story isn't well known at all. I had never heard of this story, but everyone's heard about the fucking cannibal of Rottenburg.
Yeah.
But it's cannibal.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
reason
It's
why.
because it's got a hook.
But soon after Glass went down, Sharon's body was found in his backyard, pled guilty to manslaughter, and died in prison from a heart attack a few years later. Now, during the lead up to the trial, though, Perro Loco, the guy who ran the Cannibal Cafe for him, he was investigated as a material witness because he knew both Sharon Lapaka and Robert Glass. He described them both as, quote, very nice people,
Very nice people.
They always are.
but was unable to add anything else to the prosecution's case. Now, Cannibal Cafe was but one of many sites visited by Armin Mivas, and he even had his own cannibal chat room on Yahoo, which were, if I may say, the best chat rooms to ever exist on the internet. I loved Yahoo chat rooms.
Oh, yeah, we partied on there.
Yeah, they were great. But in this room, Armin posed as a woman looking to be slaughtered. This was his bait.
I am a tall, stocky, long pig looking for a big-bodied male chef who would like to have a feast of me.
Now, naturally, Ermin got a lot of hits from potential candidates. Guys,
I bet he was dressed like his mother when he wrote it.
you got to get in character.
Oh, I can't be lady without my little shoes.
Yeah, he got hits from guys with names like Hell Eater, Steve-O, Snuffy, Turkey. I
Oh,
like
Turkey.
Turkey.
Oh,
Turkey's funny
Steve-O was
guy.
on there.
Yeah.
It was like Steve-O.
But posing as a woman wasn't Armin's real game. After reading so many posts about cannibalistic fantasy that included posts by a lot of people who had fantasies of being killed and eaten, Armin figured there had to be one special man out there who was willing to actually go through with it.
Yeah.
So Armin managed to snag the email anthrophagus at hotmail.com to proposition potential candidates.
And this is really what it's all about, guys. All right, patience.
Oh, it's only
Openness.
for up there.
Being willing to extend yourself. If you want to find love, got to be honest with yourself first and say, man, I just want to chew your dick off. I want to cut your face off. I want to fucking smash your bones. I want to eat your organs. And you just got to find the right person that's like, that's the nicest thing that's anybody has ever said to me.
Been waiting my whole life.
I can't believe it's happening.
Well, Armin wrote on Cannibal Cafe that he was a German named Frankie searching for a young boy between 18 and 30 years old, elaborating in broken English by saying, quote,
Have you a normal build body and will you die? Then come to me, I butchering you and eat your horny flesh.
Now, Armin took the application process seriously because if he was going to do this, he was going to do it right. He interviewed as many as 30 applicants, some of them in person, driving to various locations in Germany and the Netherlands.
He worked for this.
No,
Yeah.
This is all just building up the horny.
Yeah.
God, he interviewed 30 people to
Yeah,
be
dude.
slaughtered and fucked.
More than I interviewed to be producer of this podcast. It's wild. He was more careful about his cannibalism victim. He needed to be.
But that's the thing is that once he talked to them, like met them, talked to them, he found that none of them had any intention of actually going through with it.
Yeah, pussies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Armin
Fuck
would
dicks.
So Armin would politely say auf Wiedersehen and move on to the next man. Other applicants were rejected even without an interview because they were either too old or too heavy for his tastes, so to speak.
Oh, so you wouldn't have eaten me?
Well, you
No.
said the most delicious person would be, he said obviously the most delicious thing would be a child, like a child or a little boy. But he's just like, that was his problem, is that they can't consent.
Yeah.
An adult can consent. So
That's why he
wanted-
said 18 to 30.
So he wanted to be as young as possible because he was pretty certain that younger meat would taste better than older meat.
Wouldn't be tough and stringy.
Yeah.
But in February of 2001,
Just having to take it at face value. I love him just going like, good. Wow, good. Thanks.
But in February of 2001, Armin saw a posting on one of his cannibal sites from a user named Kator99 saying, I offer myself up and I will let you dine on my live body, not butchery, dining.
Now, the thing about Cater99, loved exclamation points.
Yeah.
So it was like, so technically, it's not butchery, dining.
And he's a caterer, so he loves a party.
He does.
Cater99 was a man named Bernd Jürgen Brandes. I can't say that like that. It's got to be Bernd Jürgen Brandes. I'm sorry.
Burn Brand. That's how we're doing this. Talk about, again, we're not going to malign the dead, But he was a little weird too, huh?
He was a bit strange.
Yeah.
He
Of
claimed-
course.
I'm just saying. He seemed like he was a little weird.
Yeah, we're going to get into his story completely on the next episode. But he claimed to be 36 years old, 5'9", and 160 pounds, which was nearly ideal for Armin. Under the username Frankie, Armin began exchanging naked photos and torture fantasies with Bernd. Here is an example of their back and forth after Armin sent a photo of his teeth.
I will sink them into your body and bite off your tongue.
That won't be hell, but heaven on earth.
This will be the biggest kick for me. I get a kick out of the idea of having another person inside me.
Great.
Terrific.
Oh, good. That's exactly what we're looking for.
All right, buddy. See you soon. All right, talk soon.
Get hired.
And so, after about a month of what could be described as a whirlwind romance, had one of these men not been very specifically suicidal, Bernd agreed to travel to Armin's farmhouse on March 9th, 2001. Just before he left, Bernd told Armin, "I'm your meat."
It's also really funny because, like, the topic of his emails, I went to the Wayback Machine and got their
Ooh, dinner
correspondence
time.
back and forth, and each one of the titles are all like,
Wayback.
"Please eat me!" Exclamation point. You know,
Eat me!
yeah, it's all
It's
like,
Thanksgiving Day.
eat me.
Now, I'm a little unclear on whether Armin began preparing for Bernd's slaughter after Bernd agreed to meet, or if Armin had the full setup already in place. But either way, by the time Bernd arrived, Armin was ready for the slaughter.
They had talked about it and pre-planned. He was preparing slowly but surely as they were talking, and he was showing him his updated room as they went.
Nice. I mean, not nice, but, you know, like, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice.
Cool.
I mean, if you're doing this, all right, let's just say,
Yeah.
if you're already in this situation, right? Yeah, we're already in here. For instance, it is nice.
It's not-
Just look
it's-
at Mark Twitchell. He surprised those guys. They had no idea. Like, he's coming there. People like that guy knows he's gonna get eaten.
Yeah. No, he's excited about it.
He loves it.
They're having they're working on a project together.
Yeah, they're loving it.
I spent a lot of time, like fixing up the guest room today because I got guests coming over. I think it's a lot. It's got a lot to do with that.
Of course, yeah.
You gotta make sure it's nice.
Yeah,
make
of
sure they're
course.
comfortable.
Of course. Well, according to what Armin had read on his cannibal sites, 100 to 200 pounds of so-called long pig could be easily butchered by one person if he had the right setup. First, he would need considerable space. So Armin chose a large room on the second floor of his home that had formerly been a smokehouse.
Because he had nothing but rooms.
Yes, he had 36 rooms.
They had a smokehouse
Yeah.
in his house.
I think that was very common for this time period because it's a farm, and so a lot of times if you're going to keep meat for a very long specific time, you would smoke it to preserve it. It's Germany, which is like the sausage capital of the world.
Yeah.
So it's very convenient.
Extremely so. Armin decorated the room with meat hooks for atmosphere, constructed a meat trough to drain the blood, and put a large bed frame and mattress in the center to serve as a sort of altar where Bernd would be killed. Just in case, he also set up ropes and belts to restrain Bernd if necessary, but as we'll find out, they will not be necessary at all. The butcher's bench would be an old metal patio table, while his tools would be sharp knives and his grandmother's old axe. To give it an S&M edge, because there was definitely going to be plenty of that before the slaughter.
You bet, man. You want to be soft.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Armin bought a cat of nine tails, but made his own whip from an old umbrella and a TV cable.
That was
work.
for him. That was for him.
A wooden cage was also constructed and placed in the corner of the room to complete the livestock fantasy, and mattresses lined the walls to soundproof the room. Once Armin was done, he took photos of his slaughter room and posted them to his cannibal sites for everyone's enjoyment.
And this was all done to the soundtrack of what, Rob? Here's a top and here's a hook. Here's a trough and here's a book we will read together, me and my friend. All right, that's enough.
Now I know my name is Bernd, but please eat me raw.
We will find out that his penis will become, in fact, burnt. Yeah.
Damn it.
Now, based on his cannibalism research, Armin decided that Bernd would taste best if he fasted for 48 hours before arriving in Rottenburg. This, Armin decided, would flush Bernd's system, purging stored toxins and bodily waste that would make bleeding and cleaning Bernd easier. In other words, he didn't want Bernd to shit himself after he died.
Sad.
Yeah, it's like a colonoscopy. You want to be cleaned out.
Yeah, they let him have water, though.
Yeah. The only...
I guess.
The only worry Armin had was that Bernd might be too old, because Armin believed that the best meat would be produced by men no older than 30, lest the flesh be too tough and stringy like so much old cow.
Yes.
Now, Armin had actually taken lessons from the local slaughterhouse to learn the best ways to butcher Bernd that would result in the most meat, and he decided that the halal slaughter method would work best. This method involved Bernd being stabbed in the throat. Then his body would be hauled up by its feet with loops of rope slung over the wooden beam of a cross Armin had set up. This was the so-called Gein configuration that took inspiration from how Ed Gein had butchered his last victim, Bernice Worden. And so, on March 9th, 2001, Bernd Brandis arrived by train in the town of Kassel, where Armin was waiting. They immediately recognized each other from the countless photos they'd shared, and when they finally met, Bernd said, "I am your Kater. I am your flesh. I hope you'll find me tasty."
Me too. Honestly.
They just start furiously making out.
Oh, fuck yeah. Man, it was fucking crazy when I was like, it was me and my bro, right? We were watching the baseball game and shit, right? Having some french fries, having a fucking blast, right? We went back to his house, man. Next thing you know, dude, we're totally fucking in the bathtub together watching each other's legs. Fucking funny ass shit, dude. I love him.
And it's there that we'll pick back up next week with Bernd and Armin's fateful meeting and how that ended.
Now, I mean it. This was supposed to be one, but it's so thick. Next week is we're going to wrap it up. We have a huge other true crime series coming after this one, but next week's going to get fucking gnarly.
Yeah, it's going to get really gnarly because remember, all of this shit was videotaped.
Very much so.
Really?
Oh, yeah, buddy.
Yes.
I'll send it to you.
You watched it?
I saw stills.
Stills. Okay, yeah. The stills I can do. I can do some stills. Wait,
That's
now
pretty
you don't want to
gross.
send it to
Of
me?
course it was
Ah,
freaking
you know,
videotape.
get me ready. That's all right.
Yeah, send them over to me.
As a former chef.
You got to be able to handle it. But yeah, it's he is a fascinating character, and he's probably getting out of jail soon.
Probably.
So we'll find out.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good
No,
for
we'll,
him.
we'll get
We'll
into it
find
next episode. Yeah.
Yeah, because his trial was also hilarious.
Yeah, no, that's the thing is that, it's the lead up to it. It's the, what happened that weekend itself, what happened in the immediate aftermath of that weekend, in between the time that he killed and ate Bernd and the time that he was arrested. That's incredible as well.
Yeah, there's a
That's
bunch of shit in there that's
all
ridiculous.
That's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
And then it's the trial itself, which is just so strange. Like, we're going to be getting into like the German legal system,
Which is weird and scary.
which is very strange. They've got. Any legal system is going to be strange compared to the one that you know.
Yeah.
But it's there's a lot of ins and outs of this story, and it's fascinating. I was so taken aback by
How much we love this.
incredible
Yeah.
the story was.
Yeah, we look.
Okay, so while I eat dinner, we'll take a break from this because there is the part 2 there. To watch a recent episode of Reddit Stories. Apparently it's wild Reddit stories. Oh, I'm gonna turn my webcam on. Just in case we could get some good if they're good, we could get some clips for it.
Hello and welcome to Smosh Reads Reddit Stories. I'm Shane, and today's episode is a classic Am I the Asshole episode. And I'm joined by two good friends. I'm joined by Spencer and a Smosh legend. Mari Takahashi's here.
Woo!
Full name.
Yeah, the whole name.
The OG host of this channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, you're not seeing it. Sorry.
Absolutely. So.
It was holding down the fort,
Yeah.
not knowing what I was doing at all.
But doing it all, editing everything, right? You're doing the whole shebang.
It's one of those, you just throw yourself into something and then you never know.
Yeah, no, we were looking at because I know Social Team wanted to do something with you that was like a throwback, and we were looking at all the old titles.
Don't look at them.
Anytime you're in anything, they're like Asian lunch. It's just Mari does anything, they're like Asian blank. Like,
Oh no!
yeah.
That was the time.
Yeah.
And also not wrong either.
It's
It
like
is
technically,
right?
it's like
That
Asian
is-
Reddit stories.
That is the description
Yeah.
of what's happening
Have
in
we
the
done
video.
one of those yet?
Write that down.
Asian Reddit stories.
Oh my God.
It's 2010 all over again.
Yeah. Well, we're happy to have you back.
Thanks for having me. It's fun because it just feels like you're plopped back and you don't know what year it is, but I don't know, the comfort of being around y'all never goes away. Yeah.
No, we just got pizza.
Yeah.
Well, are you ready to read some stories?
Good pizza. Though.
Are you,
Oh
are you
yeah,
ready
you
to-
have to read
It's
that.
like the one pizza that's
to read
wherever,
out.
I don't know where we get it from. It's the one pizza that I'm able to eat freaking 3 slices, man. Look at that shit. Look at that. Because I usually don't like pizza. So at most I'm like, I only have 1 slice. But it's like this shit, I'm able to do 3.
Taking a break. So, no, I'm just kidding.
One of these days, Shane like drops the iPad and it's just blank. It's been blank on there the whole time.
Making
He's just
everything
like,
up.
all of it up. That would be awesome.
That would be amazing.
Really cool. Our first one is an Am I the Asshole, posted October of 2025. Am I the asshole for replacing pictures of my cousins with pictures of my dog?
we'll have to
More,
find out.
more context needed.
I mean, like all
My
of the
grandpa's
pictures?
birthday was a couple weeks ago. 6 weeks before his birthday, I texted all of my siblings and cousins, there's 9 of us, and told them to send me a picture of themselves within the next 4 weeks so I could put it on a phone case for our grandpa's birthday. 2 weeks later, I sent the text again saying I needed a picture of them, and anybody that chooses not to send a picture will be replaced by a picture of my dog. I had 3 cousins tell me to screenshot something from their Instagrams. I didn't respond. I sent a text out the day before I put in the order saying anybody that did not send a picture of themselves in the next 24 hours would be
It's so amazing, yeah.
replaced by pictures of my dog.
This is your second warning.
Second warning. The same 3 cousins never sent pictures. Their spots have my dog
same.
in a sombrero, my dog at the pumpkin patch, and my dog in a chicken costume. They came over for my grandpa's birthday and saw him open his new phone case. They saw that their pictures weren't on the case and got mad at me for not picking something off their Instagrams like they told me to. I said that I sent 3 reminders to send me a picture.
Yeah, it's like
with
it's
a
so
clear
hard to
warning
just send a
that
fucking
anybody that
picture.
did not send a picture would be replaced with a picture of the dog. They knew exactly what would happen. My
Yeah.
grandpa finds it hilarious, but their parents
Oh, thank God.
but their
Like
parents are telling my parents that I kept them off the phone case on purpose and they want me to apologize.
I love that. Kept me off the phone case on they kept me off the phone case on purpose. It's like, bro, we have receipts. Like here's the text. Here's every single text. Me 3 times telling them literally to the day before for them to send me a picture. But no, we have these lazy asses being like, oh no, let's just get something on my Instagram.
Replacing them with pictures of my dog because they never sent me a picture.
Woo, what a ride.
What a ride.
What can be said?
No, not much can be said.
I mean, I would say to take the time to explain so much of what happened
Yeah.
over a phone case, valid in being upset about it, that person's going through something, you know? Where it's just like,
They kind of thought, I think they thought they had the best gift of all time. Like, they were like, this is
Hey,
gonna make Grandpa's life.
Grandpa loved it.
Grandpa did love
Yeah, he
Grandpa
said he
loved-
was
Grandpa also
hilarious.
thought it was hilarious that that 3 of the cousins were replaced by dogs.
Yeah, that's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
And those photos of the dog's probably better than any of the photos of the cousins.
It's like, bro, just Google me and then
Hey.
throw those images on there.
Yeah.
With that said, the dogs have a lot of variety. They're in different costumes, so there was a lot of thought put into that.
I agree.
At least.
Yeah, absolutely. I was going to say, this reminds me though, because this type of behavior, I fully understand it because I feel like family group chats.
Oh, it's
very much a
Google
thing.
has that? Well, no, it's because stuff is connected to the internet. I mean, you could probably like put if you use your real name on your Instagram, or you could maybe even put your like Instagram, because like you can access Instagram on desktop. It's not just the app. And like, because like when you go into Google Images, you can find images from other websites. So you could probably just put, like, if you use your name or whatever, or put your Instagram handle, you could find the pictures from Instagram on there.
Where people just ignore it. You just like, everyone has their family group chat on Do Not Disturb.
Yes.
Oh, no, I mean,
No.
I was gonna say,
No.
this reminds me of getting like memes for who memed it or guesses for Shane guesses, where it's like you have to text everyone 1,000,000 times and be like, hey, I need you to submit this, and it's like, I can't, or it's just no response.
There's something funny about when something is so
Who's
easy,
to access them?
you keep
Oh.
pushing it off, and it's the thing you don't get done. Whereas if he was like, hey, I need all of us to knit a sweater for Grandpa, there's almost like an argument to be made of like, that might be easier to get people to do because it's a bigger undertaking.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, we're gonna take it seriously. But it's a photo, so it's like, I'll send a photo at some point, or just look at my Instagram or something.
Do we think OP like should have screenshotted their Instagram pictures?
No, this was way funnier.
Okay. That's fair.
And
Yeah, it's like, no.
if he wanted to get petty revenge, he could have picked like the
Bad,
worst
yeah.
photo off their Instagram.
True.
Just something bad. Or like an environmental shot that one of them took on their Instagram.
That
It's
would
like,
be
I'm not
funny.
even in the photo. It's like, it's from your Instagram,
Like
bro.
a screen, like, or like their like follow count or something like that. Like, ooh, like which cousin has the least followers?
Oh,
It's like,
brutal.
ooh.
I will say, if Op was really thinking about Grandpa, though, probably would have made the move to screenshot the Instagram.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like, do you even
You
care
know?
about
Like,
Grandpa?
what would
Yeah,
Grandpa...
what
I
did
get
Grandpa
that.
do to?
I get that. What would Grandpa want?
Right.
But they made the right call. Grandpa
WGW.
really enjoyed this.
Enjoyed the dog.
Though he's like,
you
he
call
enjoyed
it
it. I was
pop.
gonna say
You
it's like
say
maybe
GIF
because he
it?
also finds it hilarious. Grandpa finds it hilarious. Is because those three cousins are like really low on his favorite like grandchildren list. So I was like, oh, it's great. I love it. Because it's like he doesn't care about those.
Up.
Yeah.
Up.
Actually,
I like Op as
that was-
as if he hates his grandpa. Like,
It's
I'm,
like, oh,
I'm,
my Op.
I'm the
Yeah.
Op. Yeah.
So actually, that was a trick. I knew you said GIF.
Yeah.
I know that's
That's
something I know
funny.
about you is you say GIF.
Okay.
Okay.
That's something that you've clocked about me, that
Yes.
you remember that?
Yeah.
I don't want that to be like on
That's
my
the top of
permanent
your
rap
wiki.
sheet
Yeah.
that you
It's
remember me about.
Says Jif.
It's like, you're on my phone as Mari GIF Takahashi.
Brutal. That sucks, dude.
Take that.
Chat, clip that.
Wow.
The verdict
Bed
is
bugs
not
in
the
the memes.
asshole.
Oh.
Comments. Grandpa liked it. That's all that matters. Not the asshole.
Whatever,
12K
bro. Grandpa
upvotes.
liked it.
Someone said, not the asshole. You gave them plenty of warning and told them exactly what would happen if they didn't send. Yeah, you could have screenshot something on their socials, but they didn't want to make any effort, so they didn't need to be on the gift. Someone tagged the subreddit malicious compliance. Someone also said, also, let's be real, they probably would complain if OP picked the wrong pic of them off their social media. There's no winning with these types of people.
Who would have been the funniest person to jump in on the thread? Like, would it be Grandpa or one of the cousins or like?
Grandpa.
I'm thinking Grandpa jumping in the thread, being like, "I loved it."
I think Grandpa worrying the chat, being like, "Was this the time you guys went to the pumpkin patch? You look great." And it's like, "Grandpa, that's a dog."
You look good here. It's a dog, Grandpa.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Not the asshole. You could have easily just left every human off and put photos of your dog and it'd be okay because it's your gift, not theirs. And then we have a note here from our producers. Unfortunately, we don't have pictures of the phone case.
No, come on.
According to OP in the comments, I mean this in the nicest way possible, but I have a pretty weird-looking dog, so I think pictures of him would be identifiable.
Oh.
I thought it was gonna be. I have
Oh,
an
so they
ugly
can find
family,
him.
Is what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dog's awesome. My family ugly.
Yeah, the cousins who did submit, not the ones I wanted.
That's why Grandpa was stoked. He's like, oh, great, your dog, not our ugly, my ugly nephews.
That's Bob Oger. My ugly children. My little ugly
My
children.
little ugly children. This episode of Red Stories is sponsored by Quince. In the past, I have purchased clothing that only lasted a couple of wears or the material felt extremely cheap and uncomfortable. As someone who is constantly building their wardrobe, I'm looking for premium pieces that have longevity and easy to wear items. Quince has organic cotton sweaters, polos for every occasion.
Can you
lighter
write a
five.
script that I actually
Am I
believe?
the asshole for not wanting our friend to ever come back to our house after he ate literally everything we owned? My friend,
I get
a bear.
I get both sides.
My friend, Yogi Bear.
Goldilocks.
My husband and I live abroad. Earlier this year, a mutual acquaintance, let's call him Kay, reached out saying he'd been scammed with an apartment rental and had nowhere to stay. At first, we only offered a weekend, but he was polite, helped around the house, and seemed grateful, so we ended up letting him stay the full 20 days he asked for. During that time, some things rubbed us the wrong way. He never bought groceries, and multiple times he pretended he was going to pay but forgot his wallet or claimed he could only use Apple Pay, not accepted at our local supermarket. He'd eat way more than his share. Once my husband and I shared half a pizza and he ate the other pizza and a half.
Nice.
Without contributing. Still, we felt bad for him. We felt bad for him, so we let it go. We stayed friendly, and a few months later, we were planning a 17-day trip. Since he was struggling with rent, we offered him to stay at our place in exchange for taking care of our dog. I even wrote a Google Doc with instructions for the house, dog care.
Eat the dog.
I even wrote a Google. I even. I even wrote a Google Doc with instructions for the house, dog care, gym access, etc. I told him he could eat anything that was going to expire, fruit, veggies, yogurt, etc. When we came back, everything was gone. And I mean everything. The entire fridge, freezer, pantry. He finished 2 jars of jam.
Bro, the whole can of Who Hash?
He finished 2 jars of jam, a jar of peanut butter, a giant Costco bottle of olive oil, condiments, rice, snacks, cheese, even my husband's supplements, creatine, protein.
Oh my god!
You're like, oh, I'm so hungry.
He's buff as yeah, you had all those steroids in the closet. I did them all. He completely destroyed a ceramic pan. He consumed things that usually last us 6 months in just 2 weeks. I honestly suspect he might have taken stuff with him because it's insane how much was missing.
To go back.
I didn't confront him except to ask him to replace the pan, which he mocked me about. It's just a pan. Why are you making it a big deal? I felt deeply disrespected. Now he keeps texting me, acting like nothing happened and wants to hang out. I told him... You guys want to get dinner tonight? Hey, you guys cooking something? I said. He floats to their window. Oh, it smells so
He's gonna bust some like Kramer's.
I told my husband I don't want him in our home ever again. My husband says I'm being too harsh, and if he wants to stay friends, that's his choice. But I feel completely taken advantage of and disrespected. So
I like if he wants to stay friends, that's his choice. It's like friendship is a two, like usually referring to 2 people. It's like it's also her choice if she doesn't want to stay friends with him.
Not wanting to see this guy ever again and refusing to let him come back to our house. What's this? No Face from Spirited Away. This is like, he's like oh my god.
I really want the other side. I want the friend
The other side is just, oh, so hungry. I could eat a...
The other side is a family of raccoons. The only things that remind me of this is stories where wild animals eat a ton of shit. I one time was staying at an Airbnb, and there was a mini fridge on the outside, like on the back porch, that you could use. And there was a kind of a little latch.
White people shit.
And we had like... and we had like a full carton of eggs, some milk, all this, like a whole bag of cheese. And in the night, like, some raccoons got into it. And I'm talking the whole carton was empty. The whole bag of cheese, shredded cheese was empty, all this stuff. And I'm like, somewhere there's a raccoon that's just like, oh! Balloon of a raccoon just like, ah! But it also reminds me of Cocaine Bear, the real story about a bear who got into a bunch of cocaine and ate it all.
There was a movie, right?
They made a movie, a fictionalized version.
Elizabeth Banks.
But in real life, the bear just had a good time and passed out. But in the movie, he killed.
I did see. I did see a video recently of people unloading groceries, and a bear comes up and they have no choice but to surrender their groceries.
Oh, you surrender your groceries to the bear.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
just
And he knows it.
Bear's getting into people food.
Bear's like,
that's
oh, I
classic
forgot
comedy.
my wallet.
Oh, do you guys have an apple?
Okay.
Then you ruined my pan.
Okay,
It's just a pan, bro.
okay. Back to the story. The verdict is not the asshole, and I think that's completely fair. This guy, I very much have the vibe of when we have guests, or if you have someone who's cat sitting or dog sitting or whatever. I'm like, yeah, like help yourself to everything.
Everything.
I do. That's my vibe.
But no one's
right?
ever actually
But nobody- but
Yeah, but you don't
The
actually
implication
take
is that,
everything.
like, within reason.
Within reason, yes, of course. Like if I'm staying at someone's place or I'm cat sitting for someone or dog sitting, and they say that, I'm like, I'm gonna still be reasonable. I'm gonna know, like, oh,
Like, if there's something about fruit gushers, I might have a thing.
oh,
of
I
fruit
might have a
gushers.
fruit
Yeah.
gusher. Yeah, absolutely.
But so I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Okay.
If
He's a hungry boy.
Yeah. Like, have you ever been so hungry? No, if you are truly because it was 17 days.
17 days.
If you're in a house for 17 days, like, think of your apartment. I mean, maybe not specifically yours, but like, I think I could go through most of the food in my apartment, if not all of it, in 17 days.
If you're not buying anything.
If you're not buying anything,
True.
if you're not getting DoorDash or anything like that, like
just dry scooping creatine.
if I'm if I'm eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich a day, let's say I'm eating 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches a day, like.
Okay. 2 jars of jam and a jar of peanut butter.
That's not that crazy. But the thing is, with most food at home, like, I feel like it's kind of the cycle of like, well, I'm kind of tired of this. Let me buy some more. But if you're committing to those foods, I think you're finishing them.
There is a giant Costco bottle of olive oil.
yeah.
Maybe it's cooking oil.
There's a lot. But a giant Costco-sized olive oil.
That's
is,
this.
Using like
I
olive oil.
love olive oil. I'd be using it all the time. That's a lot to get through in 17 days.
He had to get his essential fats every day.
Yeah.
My God.
He was like, the drain, so hungry. Y'all know you don't like pouring olive oil down the drain?
Yeah, we love doing that. What's it called? Is it a fatberg? That's like when it's like
yeah.
a bunch of fat and tissue
Like
paper
coagulates. Like,
coagulates and it clogs up the drain. Yeah, that's what he's making. He's doing experiments.
Yeah. He's a man of science.
he's like,
Yeah.
I made a volcano out of paper mache. And
Holy crap. See, this has me almost fascinated where the next time they go on a 17-day trip, it's like, hey, leave only lean chicken, broccoli, rice, come back. He's now a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Like-
it's like now you can do experiments on him. It's like whatever you leave in the house, like he will eat.
He will eat, like,
Yeah.
what things can you leave there to see if he'll eat it? Like, what, I just...
Dude, performing experiments on your friend is like the funniest phrase ever. It's like, well, yeah, I've been performing experiments on you.
We wanted to see what you would eat.
We wanted to see what you would do.
If you would eat anything.
Have you guys ever had a friend where it's like you go out to a restaurant together and like no matter what's left over, they'll just be like, oh, like let me finish that.
Oh, yeah.
Even if it's like yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
sick. It's
No,
like
in many ways, that's like, it's such a great friend to have, someone who will like take leftovers or whatever. I mean, here
It's
we
kinda
have,
like-
we have a Luke.
yeah. Yeah.
And
no,
it's fucking
Luke
awesome.
is
Like,
Luke
we
is
don't waste food here at Smosh because Luke takes it home.
Yeah.
I hope he's cool with us saying that, but like, it's
Oh,
fantastic.
he does. Yeah, we have
It's a
we have
great,
guy who takes
it's a
everything.
great
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
No, they should leave a bunch of Vegemite.
Oh.
The next time they leave, they should have their normal food, but then like 10 jars of Vegemite, and see if he goes through all of that.
I feel like it's an acquired taste. Give him 17 days.
Give him the most acquired tastes around the world.
Yes.
And he'll
Vegemite, natto.
Yes.
Just any like what?
Durian.
any
It's like,
flavor.
when did you
Durian,
leave?
yeah.
Did you leave at the beginning of the second story? Or I don't know when you left, dude. Or I can't remember. Ugh.
What's the fish? The fermented fish.
But he'll acquire it. He'll acquire the taste.
I want to see what he'll eat.
Yeah. Experiments.
For me, reading a hypothetical story, this surpasses now where I'm mad into being like fascinated.
Yes.
And it,
Well, we basically just got through the second story, and the second story just being couple. Thank you, spelling his name right. Couple let a friend stay in their apartment because he got fucked over with a like rental somewhere for 20 days. Guy doesn't contribute to anything. Like groceries, and if they go out anywhere, he doesn't pay for anything. Like he for saying like, oh, forgot his wallet, and then the couple go away for 2 weeks. They go away for 2 weeks and give him a thing of like, oh, take care of the dog, and then when they come back, he literally ate everything in the house. Like there's no food left in the house. And the guy's treating it like it's a no big deal or whatever, and breaking one of their pans, I guess, as well. And the girl in the couple is very much treating it as like, oh, he's like, even the pantry, yes, he literally like all the frozen stuff, all the things. Like they mentioned specifically a Costco-sized bottle of olive oil, which is apparently very huge. And he doesn't like pay to replace anything, and like he still wants to be friends, but the girl in the relationship is like, he completely disrespected us and didn't show like anything like in our house, and it's like, am I the asshole for not wanting to have him around us or in a place anymore?
It's also hilarious.
Yes.
But yes, disrespectful. He is not being conscientious.
Yeah, the pan ruining.
If he's not conscientious of this siloed thing in his life, what else is he not conscientious about?
Yeah.
Space? Oh man, like taking up space
Oh.
with this stuff.
That's
Where
how
you're
Mari's
when you're like,
vibe.
sitting like this the whole episode. I was like,
Yeah.
like this. And like clearly your legs are touching, and you're like, that's not bothering you?
Oh,
And then you do this, and then
when
you-
you're
and
on
then
a
you're like,
plane
cool.
and someone does that, it's rough.
When there's the touching in there, and sometimes I'm just like,
have you guys ever seen when
This
people
is
have like their hair over the back of like the
Yeah.
of the
yeah.
plane?
Bold move.
Or like their feet up in like in
Vulnerable.
between the thing. I'd be like, I'm tickling this.
oh, with no socks on?
Yeah. Oh, just dogs out.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a liability.
See, if
Bold
this
move.
person was also that person, I'd be mad at this
I think
person.
they very likely could be. They seem like that.
Oh, now
They're not
I'm mad.
thinking about other people's
Now I'm not
stuff.
curious. I'm
And when they
mad.
got, he's absolutely the asshole when they brought up the pan. He's like, it's just a pan. It's like,
Yeah,
yeah, you
yeah.
ruined it. You got to pay for it. All right, comments. He didn't consume it all in that time. He emptied your place and took it back to his to last him a while. He stole from you like he was on a shopping spree. That is the most likely scenario.
He's a forager.
I'm laughing at the idea of him
Yeah, and then
eating
the-
it all. That's funny and awesome.
Like, okay, Shag.
The planes, yeah. Because people are disgusting. I actually remember not the feet thing, but at least like, the one with the hair, like literally seeing a video of like woman wants to like watch a video on the thing, and the TV thing is literally in the seat of the other person is sitting on. And but the other person literally has her long hair over the seat, and literally the person's like trying to like at least subtly move the hair or whatever, and the other person at some point literally feels it and ends up just readjusting it, so being like, "Hey, bitch! Like I don't care if I'm blocking your shit. I'm putting my hair here." It's like, how are you such an asshole to do that?
Stealing it. Him stealing it sucks. Someone said, I know, right? What was he otherwise doing? Drinking a cup of olive oil mixed with some creatine for breakfast every morning? Someone said, not the asshole. Hey,
That sounds like something like a fitness bro would do.
yeah. Someone said, not the asshole. This person is not your friend, and your husband needs to rethink anyone who mocks his wife over something that person destroyed. This
Yeah,
friend
'cause
has
the-
little to no
also
respect for
the-
either of you. If your husband
the
wants
guy
to
in the
lessen himself
relationship
by
doesn't see
continuing
as
this one-sided
anything
friendship with this guy,
anything
it's on
wrong
him.
with what happened.
However, you do not let anyone who treated your home the way he did back in again. You can decide if you'll reconsider if this guy apologizes, but he's not allowed to be in your home alone again.
Home Alone.
Oh, he said, I think it's because we live outside our home country and it's not that easy for him to make friends here. I feel like he's being overly patient because he's very lonely. Still, I do realize this is something I need to talk to him about. I just needed a bit of validation, but I do plan to have a conversation with him on different terms because a real friend doesn't do this kind of things.
Stop befriending raccoons.
Yeah.
You know?
Stop befriending forest critters. Anyways, all right, moving on. Our next story comes from Am I the Asshole? Comes from October 2025. Am I the asshole for saying ew to a picture of my roommate's boyfriend?
It's just like Home Alone.
That's woof. On a burner account, so hopefully they won't find this. I, a 19-year-old girl, have been living with my roommate, who's 19, since February of last year, and ever since we have moved in together, our relationship has been total chaos. She has a Great Dane that doesn't have enough space in our apartment. She doesn't care about the cleanliness of the
Oh, that
hardwood
is
floor.
so irresponsible. Ugh. I hate that. If you're living in apartments or whatever in a city, don't get a fucking big breed dog. If you have a small ass house or a small ass living space, don't get a fucking big breed because they need space.
Nor being very hospitable towards guests. She is temperamental and gets upset over what seems like nothing, and I can't get through to her why my friends and I don't want to spend time with her despite her wanting to be the center of attention constantly. She tends to get upset whenever she cannot be in control of a situation, whether I have places I wanted to go and she tags along, yet insists on going where she wants to until I cave, or gets really mad and starts complaining despite the fact that she tagged along with me, not the other way around. She used to be rude to my friends, but has been better with that. But since that happened, my friends would rather not spend time with her since she tends to be very selfish and we don't have much in common. She expects me to talk to her when she is sad all the time, but doesn't care about anything I do as well. Anyway, the other night...
One of those.
Anyway, she's a stupid, dumb idiot. Anyway, the other night, she exploded on me because after sending a picture of her boyfriend, I responded, ew, because I thought it was funny. I had my friends over earlier that day, so I'm concerned that may not have helped, especially since she wanted to go out with us, but we said no. She got up.
Oh, what a... Bro. To have such a shitty personality in like every way, to literally be like, hey, I want to hang out with you. They're like, no. To get to the point where they literally don't even want you around. Oh my God.
She got upset and said I'm constantly mean to her and she regrets ever meeting me. I would normally brush that off, but then when I said I would be going to bed, she said, don't wake up. And I felt that seriously.
But they're
crossed the
both
line.
19.
She blocked me and won't speak to me now. Am I the asshole?
Oh, wow.
Dude, many layers.
Oh, to be 19 again.
Many layers, and I'm gonna eat all of them.
Oh.
Talking shit about this roommate for like 10 minutes and then being like, and then I said, like,
And I said you.
I
I'm
won't
like,
hang out with you.
I'm like, stop trying to prime us against this person. Like,
Yeah.
you did an asshole thing. You're like, I don't care how much you hate her. Like, she sent a picture of her boyfriend. You say, ew.
I mean, that is pretty funny.
It's funny.
I mean, like, I
But
guess,
it's
like,
also like,
yeah.
you're not on that rapport.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a response.
It's like,
Yes.
That's a fully fine response from a lot of people if, like, you get the joke.
Yes.
She knew, like, oh, yeah, this person who I hate. But we got this rapport going.
was it like boyfriend, is this the
It
boyfriend
might
reveal?
be boyfriend reveal. I don't
That's
know.
crazy.
If it's boyfriend reveal, that's rough.
Yeah, to
Also,
literally
though,
be like,
you know
hey,
what
I'm
thinking
showing you my
about
boyfriend. Nah.
Oh, you guys are going out tonight? Can I join?
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
How do you
How
say
do
no?
you say no?
That's a tough spot to be in. And it's why when people are like, if I'm ever like in a situation, I feel like it happens here where like people are like, oh yeah, we're doing this thing tonight. I'm not gonna like ask if I can join. I'll be like, no, people.
You
Yeah.
wait for the,
I wait for an invitation, but I'm not gonna like be like, can I come? Like, because what do people say to that?
Well, you kind of have to say yes.
You have
Unless
to say
there's
yes.
like, unless it's like, oh, we have a reservation for 5.
But I also, yeah.
And even then, it's just like, oh,
That's
we'll
maybe-
try, we'll call and try to make it for 6.
Yeah.
Why does that feel so vulnerable? Like you're in third grade, being like, can
rough.
I come? They're
I
like,
think
no.
I understand even if it's like a couple good friends of mine and we're a group, but I'm like, I get like like there's certain situations, certain dynamics, maybe people want to talk about something. I don't know. It doesn't bother me. I don't think about it. But man, to ask to join to go out and be told no. Oh, and you're 19. You had that later.
Yup.
Oh,
That feels
God.
awful
Van's
as
pretty
in
full.
teenage age. Well, I gotta
Sorry,
assume.
the Hyundai can't fit anymore. Oh my God. Yeah, but I
It's
think
like you're 19. It's like if you're in college, you're probably walking some. I don't know.
It's-
I'm like, there's
there's not a
this
good
is awful.
situation. I'm like, based on everything they wrote, I'm like, you're probably the asshole.
I want to know more about the
I think
great
they're probably
date.
both just assholes to each other. It sounds like.
Having a great
Not a good
date
match.
in an apartment, though, that's pretty crazy.
Yes.
Great Danes, I thought can actually manage pretty well in small apartments because they're pretty lazy.
I just mean size-wise.
Oh, size. They're
It's still
huge.
not
I'm like,
right.
that's a horse.
Yeah, it is a full horse.
Yeah.
But we also don't know, like, did they already have the dog? And then
Do my
like,
own
this is
shit.
just-
Yeah, it's like when it comes to this stuff, it's like unless someone's inviting me, I'm not gonna ask. I would just feel shitty for not being invited, but like, yeah, I'm not gonna ask. If I literally hear about it there, like they're in front of me talking about hanging out, like I'm not gonna do that. I had plenty of instances in my school days and whatnot, a little bit afterwards, of fucking myself over because of my social anxiety. Where it's like, I would be invited to hang out, but they like say no because of the social anxiety. But then later times where like I wasn't even invited, still feel shitty. Because like I see like back when I used to use Snapchat for my friends, see they posted like a picture of when they hung out or whatever, and then feel shitty that they didn't invite me. It was a bunch of stuff like I put myself in those situations.
something that they're annoyed with, or was it brought in after? You know, it just seems like there's so many layers that they're already not liking about this person.
Yeah,
True.
the circumstances of the move-in are,
Yeah.
are
Yes.
Roommate situations are messier than anything else.
Yeah.
Verdict was asshole. Comments.
comments. Ew.
Comments. Why did you include the first two paragraphs? They have yeah.
Valid.
Straight up.
Yes.
They have nothing
Agreed.
to do with the conflict at hand. All it's doing is creating the narrative you want to push forward. For the actual question at hand, are you the asshole for saying ew at a picture of her boyfriend because you thought it was funny?
Yeah, it's like, yes,
you are.
exactly.
It
It's
was
like,
uncalled-
is she a bitch? Yes. It's like, thank you for this information of giving us that, like, that this person that is your roommate is a bitch. You are still an asshole because, like, what you did is still shitty. Again, just like how Shane said, it's like in the right circumstances, with the right friendship, you could say something like this. But it is very obvious that you do not have it with this person. Which again, you just need the communication as well, because it seems like the other friend as well, or roommate, might even see the friendship as a certain way. That's why she was so mad about the whole ew comment, and also not getting invited to the thing, because maybe she might see the friendship as like closer than it actually is, when OP is like, no, I fucking hate her, I'm not friends, she's just my roommate. And to them, yes, exactly, because like they're both 19, so
for and frankly mean. Someone said you're the yeah, it's mean. You're the asshole. She sounds unpleasant to be around, but in that specific interaction, you were being an asshole.
exactly.
Someone said everyone sucks here. Not gonna lie, you both sound exhausting. Responding "you" to someone's boyfriend photo is immature and rude, and you are clearly trying to paint your roommate in a negative light. Your roommate has controlling tendencies and blocking and silent treatment as conflict resolution. You both suck.
Get painted.
Don't wake up.
Can't wake up.
Look at my boyfriend. Ew. Don't wake up.
Don't wake up is such a childish, like,
Oh
Okay.
my God.
Like, oh, it's a choice.
A war is going on in this apartment. Oh man.
The poor Great Dane. Get the Great Dane
I know.
out.
That Great Dane's there.
Yes.
He's like,
God.
Drink all the olive oil.
Come on, Scoop.
Oh, she tried, Mari.
I never liked the previous story. And imagine that guy making a sandwich out of everything in the house and unhinging his jaw and eating
Bro's making
I mean,
shaggy
he's so
sandwiches
stunning.
every night.
He has all the ingredients for a shaggy sandwich.
A quart of olive oil. I'm saying you probably are. If you're making a shaggy sandwich, realistically, you're gonna want copious amounts of olive oil, or like
It's gonna need
like oil, vinegar,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's like kind of like Italian. Like I know he always uses salami. Shaggy's always uses salami on his
A
sandwiches.
shaggy sandwich is eldritch in nature.
Yeah. Well, it's unknowable. He's probably not using, like, to me, jam would not be on a shaggy sandwich.
I disagree.
There might be a little corner of it.
I think you could add some jam to the sandwich. You know, if you have got some turkey
I'm
in
thinking
there.
like a cranberry,
Yes.
like, you know.
A cranberry. We don't know what kind of jam.
A seasonal
jam.
shaggy
We
sandwich.
must move on.
That's what the ghosts want us to do.
We're not usually like this.
We're not
usually like this.
You're trying to convince me?
I remember. I can't remember who I watched it play it, but like it was someone like Markiplier or whatever playing a Garfield horror game that was literally based on one of the Garfield comics, of where Garfield ends up eating so much that he like ends up eating the entire house or something like that. And then you're literally like in the horror game, you're like trying to keep getting things, or maybe even like it might have been trying to find lasagnas or something to keep feeding the monster that was the Garfield house. Imagine a Shaggy and Scooby horror game like this. No. I've only heard and seen like little clips or whatever of the Garfield, the Courage the Cowardly Dog horror game. I haven't seen anything for it. But imagine a Shaggy and Scooby-Doo horror game where it's like, again, it's like all of these IPs or whatever, turning it into horror. Like one day, Shaggy and Scooby, I guess, go insane or whatever and go about eating literally everything. Kind of like the SpongeBob horror games that are out there. Like maybe even go, like, if we were literally watching the podcast about a cannibal, literally going full cannibal, and like part of the thing is you're going around and you're like seeing like dead like Daphne, Velma, and Fred everywhere with like pieces missing. Surprised someone's done it yet.
Usually more professional.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, today's episode of Reddit Stories is also sponsored by ZocDoc. I
Ooh,
used to
two
make a lot of
sponsors.
excuses when it came to booking. Nectarines are so good. Next story comes from Am I the Asshole? Comes from October of 2025. Am I the asshole for crashing out because my friend called me a passport bro?
Ooh.
What is that?
Brutal.
Let's. Curious about this one.
I
Think I know what this is. Wait, like,
think I
will
know
they
what
explain
this
it?
is.
Have you ever heard of a passport bro?
I think so.
What do you think it is?
Is this somebody who travels to other countries and like sleeps with people?
I think it's, they're going to another country to try to find a wife in that country.
A wife
I think
specifically.
that's,
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
kind of my understanding is like,
Yeah.
this is someone who's traveling to like kind of find,
Marriage tourism.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's not a good thing to
Oh.
be called.
And this guy's crashing out.
And he's crashing out. I'm male, 26. I've been with my boyfriend, Luca, for 5 years. Basically, we met when I went to Italy for a photography project, and we clicked really fast. I'm fluent in Italian. I've been learning since I was 10, and he is 100% Italian as well. 2 years ago, I moved in with him in Italy. A week ago, we visited Canada, where I'm from, and stayed at my friend Emma's house. She was basically all over Luca and flirting with him and everything. Luca told me he was uncomfortable, and I told her to stop. And then she started swearing at me, saying shit like I was creepy for going for Italian men. Luca is legit the only Italian man I know. Then she called me a passport bro. And then she was like, you're creepy because he has a more feminine and younger face, so basically you're attracted to younger Italian men. The
The jumps this girl jumped. It's like, whoa. Whoa, yeah, because this is very extreme just to be like, hey, can you, like... It was literally like Luca coming to OP and being like, hey, your friend's making me uncomfortable. She's kind of all over me. And OP literally going to her and being like, hey, can you stop doing that to my boyfriend? And then she's like, you're a passport bro. You're a weirdo going after younger people. It's like, whoa. It's like someone didn't like having her weirdness put into her face like that.
jumps this girl jumped. Luca and I are the same age, and she was like, you're not teaching him English so he can be clueless, and you can feed your white savior complex. And that at that point, I...
White savior complex to an Italian. It's like, oh no, the different shade of white.
crashed out and said some not nice things. And told her she should lay off on the Omega verse yaoi she's reading.
No! No! I never expected to hear Omegaverse on Reddit stories.
Which was kind of out of left field for me to say, I admit, but I was mad. Now she's mad and got our mutual friends to gang up on me, and Luca's saying I should apologize, but also set boundaries with her. Am I the asshole? Okay. So
we have to
I don't
save
think...
these Italians.
Oh, this one's got a lot of...
So it's sounding like...
This is a shaggy sandwich and it's out.
This is a shaggy sandwich of a story.
Yeah. He's not sounding like a passport bro. He was in Italy and he met someone. Then they clicked and they've been dating for 5 years. He didn't go to Italy with the intention of this.
Meeting someone.
Yeah, absolutely. It doesn't sound like he's taking advantage of this person whatsoever. They're both the same age.
From the facts presented.
And also an ick as well for the girlfriend. The girl that's their friend, because OP is a man and he's dating a man, Luca. To be a woman and to see your friend who is a man in a relationship with another man and to be weirdly all up on him, like literally basically trying to flirt with him, so ick. What are you doing? Like, you don't know if Luca's bi or even interested in women. Like, basically bi. He could be gay. What are you doing?
OP is like, has not displayed passport
Nothing.
bro. He could be omitting things.
No, what it's sounding like is that his friend Emma is just kind of weird.
Strange.
She wants to Luca.
She was all over Luca. Luca
Yeah,
got
she's trying to,
uncomfortable,
like-
said, hey, can you say something? I'm uncomfortable with how she's
Yeah, it's
acting."
like-
The second he drew a boundary, she lost her mind
Yes.
and is trying to guilt him for it. So that's what's going on here. Verdict, not the asshole.
Yes.
Someone said, not the asshole. She was the asshole the moment she started flirting with your boyfriend. Then it sounds like she was projecting. She's probably jealous because your boyfriend sounds pretty cool and even trying to play fair for your sake. Forget about her. She's not a friend. That sums it up
Yeah.
pretty well.
Don't wake up.
Someone said,
Don't wake up.
someone said, not the asshole, just what? How does she act like that and think she's in the right? And the fact that your mutual friends are ganging up on you either means this isn't the full story or your friend group has severe brain damage.
It's all that Omegaverse yaoi.
It's the other stuff that Omegaverse Yaoi does to you.
Do you know what the Omegaverse is?
No.
Don't know. No.
It's like some people are alphas and they are made to like breed specifically the Omegas, right? And the betas are kind of separate from it. I'm not doing a good job explaining.
You're not.
it, but
You're
it's
not
like,
doing a good
it's
job.
This whole, that's the Omegaverse.
So Omegas are the breedable ones?
Yes.
Yes.
So then it's an Omega versus Yaoi, because, okay.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
think that
'cause
would
it's
just mean
two
all
gays.
gay.
Oh.
Yo.
I'm learning so much.
Yeah.
Wow.
Omega versus Yaoi Reddit stories?
No. No. This coming from someone who loves Omegaverse. Please, no. Please. You normies, please don't go into it, please.
Would do numbers.
OP responded to that comment saying she only told them about my Yaoi Omegaverse comment, and they genuinely won't listen to my side of the story. They're calling me an internalized homophobe. Someone responded to that saying, time for you to ditch them, I guess. Boy, you literally have a boyfriend. How the are you homophobic when you're in a gay relationship? She's probably just super jealous because you have a hot boyfriend and she does not. What does she even think? She's flirting with a man in a gay relationship and it doesn't occur to her that he's most likely not interested in her. What was her goal here? All of this doesn't make sense. There were additional comments bringing up you can be homophobic if you bash Yaoi, but OP wasn't doing that really, just making a dig at Emma, which he regrets. But yeah, she just sounds jealous.
No, pulling the homophobia card, just like, you know.
Like Yugi.
Yeah.
Like Yaoi.
No.
No, it's exhausting. That's unfortunately very exhausting.
Very
But hey.
exhausting. Get out of it.
Get out of it.
Get out of it.
You're in Italy. Someone said, not the asshole, you need to take that girl to Italy and find her another boy because she is clearly jealous of what she doesn't have.
Yep.
Someone said, Italian here, please do not bring her here, we don't want her.
Yeah, we don't want her. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like, she's a nothing friend, and then the other friend group, for not even trying to listen to you, throw them away. It's like, you're literally living in Italy. You have an Italian man, and you're living in Italy. Dump these fuckers. Who cares?
Okay, but bringing her to Italy with the express purpose of finding a boyfriend makes her a passport
bro. Yep.
Yep.
So, our next story comes from Am I the Asshole, October of 2025. Pretty active.
These are
active
recent assholes.
Yeah. Am I the asshole for being bad at D&D?
Probably.
Okay.
Depends how bad, and I would need more. It depends.
Skill issue.
Maybe.
Yeah,
right?
maybe.
Maybe. I'm already prejudging here.
Using a throwaway account because my campaign mates know my main account. So I've been playing D&D for about 2 years and have had a long string of player characters that have died during the campaign. I think the count is at 6 or 7. I genuinely try not to just put my character in dangerous situations, but I often feel like the rolls just don't go my way. First one was a barbarian, and I was going reckless for every attack, and then the bad guy got some good rolls and just crit me a few times in a row. Then they finished me off during death saves. Then another one, I decided to try being a bard, got silenced and immobilized. Then some generic low-level guys just came and beat me up, and I was not able to fight back at all. Hey, this guy can't talk! This reminds me of, there was a story where the DM created a bird that hates you, that just killed, that like wiped the party, because it's like, yeah, this bird hates you.
He was
guys.
mad at his party.
Yeah, we're mad at the
Yeah.
party,
He's
so it's like,
yeah,
no, the bird
enter
just
bird that
hates all of you.
The bird that hates you. This one was actually a little funny at how useless I was. In any case, I know I'm not very good and will often try to strategize, and my group mates always seem to be on board, and then the plans just don't pan out at all. I play for fun and don't particularly mind being bad, but my friends have been getting progressively more upset at me and even saying things like I'm an asshole for always dying and wasting their time.
Oh my god! And pass them along. Oh, I haven't heard about that trend. Okay, so this guy needs to leave the group, find another group, and needs to start playing campaigns that don't involve combat. because it's obvious that it happens in fights and everything. Like you need to find some campaigns. There are those out there that have no combat that are mainly the like role playing focused. It's like you need if it's literally just combat stuff where you keep on getting bad rolls and dying. It's like it's like maybe play some different campaigns, man, or just find another group where it's like they don't give a shit.
That's
Damn.
crazy.
I will genuinely never try to go recklessly into a situation, but it feels like no matter what I do, all the aggression gets focused on me, and then I get overwhelmed.
You see, but I was thinking of a theory. The DM could hate this person and they're doing this on purpose. They're doing this on purpose and keeps killing the characters to maybe see if they could get them to like leave the group or whatever.
I have started asking them if I should just leave the group and let them do their thing. This would be sad for me because this was a group of close friends and I thought we were having a good time. It's only been in the last 3 to 4 months that they've started becoming more angry towards me, and I genuinely don't know why. In any case, all input would be appreciated, and there may be a perspective I'm not considering. But
You see, literally, like it said, everything was perfectly. You see, they've been playing for 2 years. And this stuff has been happening, but stuff has only been getting angry, like more angry and more like, oh, you're an asshole. Why do you keep dying in the last couple of months? Someone's doing something. Someone's doing something negative to cause this thing for this person.
Asshole for being bad at D&D. Okay, I have any.
I mean, no. Like,
No, he's not the asshole. I was gonna say I have limited D&D experience. Obviously, we've done it here at Smosh a little bit, but you're telling a story together.
And also, you can't be bad at D&D. It's like the whole point is like you're role playing, you're playing a game, and there is the game aspect with like with all your like your skills and your attributes and everything, and like the rolling and adding stuff. But it's like it's not that he's bad at D&D. It could be that he just has bad luck. If it's not no one doing anything in the background, it could be that they just have bad luck with the rolls. It's just like, don't never go to try to play the lottery. Don't go to Las Vegas because it's obvious you have bad luck. Because it's literally just like a game of chance and hoping that you get a good roll. And then, of course, like when you have your attributes, you try to increase certain ones till you get add the plus to the things to make better. So it's like, yeah, it's like you can't be bad at the game. You could be bad at other things, like when it comes to the like combat and everything. You could be bad at like strategy, or like some people only go for like combats focused campaigns because they're not good at like storytelling or like role playing side of D&D. You could be bad at certain things, but you can't be bad at D&D as a whole.
And the DM does have some control on what's going on. The fact that
But in my mind, hey, if you want a little lesson, I played D&D for multiple years. Haven't played in a while now because it's like just haven't been moved for it. Don't want to find a new group or whatever. But many years.
you were silenced.
It's funny. I always bring it up because like I have played many years of D&D, but I've only played like 3 characters and in only like 3 campaigns because I specifically only searched for longer campaigns. Because also new things for D&D. So to understand campaigns, it's like campaign being like the main story that you're going through or main quest that you're doing. Campaigns vary in length. Like sometimes they can be literally just like it's like they call it one shot. One shots being literally one session. Long campaigns, yes. So it's like one session, it will happen, like you'll finish it in a couple hours and then that's it. And then there are other campaigns that could go on a couple of sessions, and it's like like for example, Critical Role, they have their like how they're only on their 4th campaign right now, and most of their campaigns take like 2 years. That's because it's a whole bigger, it just depends on what kind of thing you're looking for. Because again, just like with how different people are good at different things or whatever, people also look for they prefer different things when it comes to different stories. Like I, for one, prefer the longer campaigns because I put a lot into my characters when it comes to the backstory and whatnot. And I just love the idea of having your character to like build and change on this long journey with other people. And learning also the different like secrets and things of other characters, and of course how stuff is connected within the story and shit. I like mystery and shit like that. Like my original character, the very first character I ever made for D&D at Stella, which was a Naga person, so like half snake. Part of her main story is that she's from an island somewhere that's been cut off from the mainland, and they're very like tribe like people, kind of like the people from Avatar. And shows she's a lot more primitive and everything. But part of her like backstory is that her little sister, who's only like 2 years younger than her, ends up like leaving the island or whatever, super angry at like how she's been treating or how things are. And she leaves the island. And then it would be up to the DM to be like, oh, is she still alive? She could be like technically still alive and involved in the story somewhere. It's how I would be like, hey, you as the DM, you can do whatever. And like the last campaign I played her in, which is like I ended up leaving because of reasons, so I never got to it. Like an idea that I liked was that like the concept of if Etzel had found her sister was actually like she got off the island, she came to the mainland, but she was dead. Or like she didn't even get to the mainland or whatever. No matter what, she ended up dying some point. Because again, I just love building up my characters. It's like I still need to build up more of her backstory, like and whatnot, of like her tribe and the culture and everything. Because you don't have to do this for D&D. Not a lot of people put a lot of like backstory into their characters. I just like doing that because I like telling the story and shit. So part of Etzella's character and everything is that she feels she being the older sister, and then also like again, more stuff. Their mother is like the right hand of the leader of their tribe, and is also the head of the like their quote unquote military. You know what I mean, Matt? Oh yeah. Thank you for remembering stuff about me. Very nice. But yes, mother is like also the head of their like military, quote unquote, the warriors and whatnot. So she's very busy. And though the tribe is very like familiar in that they do familial, I don't know, is that they do take care of each other and whatnot. But Sel put it upon herself to like become a like she doesn't consider them consider herself their mother, but like being the one to be there for her brother and sister, because she has two younger siblings, brother and sister. And she puts a lot of blame on herself for the younger sister leaving the tribe and leaving the island and everything. So I always thought like, oh, it'd be so interesting of like how much her character would completely change. Cause she's like a ball of sunshine. Always helping people, like her tribe is a tribe of like druids and everything. So cares about nature, cares about like animals and everything like that, cares about helping people and shit. So how much would her character change if she found out like she already put so much blame on herself about her sister leaving, that like imagine if she found out like, oh, it's my fault she left, and then she ended up dying because she left, so that is my fault. And I already had in my mind, because like I like to think about stuff with the stories of like she finds this out, she tells the teammates or whatever. So it's like the campaign we were in, where I was thinking about this. We're doing this one story, grief and trauma, exactly. We were doing stuff in a city. Like the whole point of the campaign is that like it was this one city in this whole big land. Whatever, like the whole point of the campaign is whatever, you can go around and whatnot, but it was supposed to be based in this one city, and it's stuff happening specifically in the city. So it was to tell the plan was in my brain of how this was happening. She would find out. Oh yeah, there's so much to explain. So the reason this idea even came to me was because like in one of the sessions, the DM introduced this character that was a spirit medium, basically. Like if you ever seen Ace Attorney, the main character Maya or the Curane family and whatnot, they're a spirit medium where they can like go out and like have their spirit go away and have a spirit like inhabit their body in a way. It was cool because they're the specific race where I forget what the race is called in D&D, but it's a race where they're actually able to change what they look like. You're not gonna lie. But they could change like what their face and what their body, like skin type and whatnot, looks like. So part of the process, which I thought was so cool, is like the spirit will come and inhabit them, and their whole body, thanks to like the race they are, is able to actually change to look like that person. Unlike in like Ace Attorney, where it just magically happens like that. So I was like, oh, it would be so cool I didn't get the chance, of course, to like have my character like find out about this character, because this situation was happening with another player's character. So I was like, if my character finds out about this person, this would be a thing that they would go to, because it's like at this point Itzel knows nothing about what could have happened or not to her sister, so this would have been a perfect opportunity to go and be like, she can go ask this person and be like, hey, can you channel my sister? And if the sister doesn't show up, that means she's still alive. And so the whole idea was like, oh, but what if she did show up? And I was thinking like, oh, what would the sister like, because to go with the whole plan of like how much it would affect her and whatnot, is that I would want it to be super negative. So like if her sister did show up, her sister would be full on like, this is all your fault. Like if it wasn't for you and how the tribe was doing things, how they treated me, this wouldn't have happened, to make everything even worse. To just again have my character go to full downward spiral. So the whole plan was that happening. She tells tells the group, tells her family, because again, part of this whole process, again, to make all of the negatives worse going down, is that, again, imagine her being like from a tribe of people that have been on this island for many years, haven't seen the like mainland at all, and she was the one chosen to like explore the mainland and find stuff out and bring back to the people. She is away from her family when she finds this happening. She is away from her family, from her mother and her brother and everything. And she finds this information, so she has no way, and like the process to get back would take super long, and she can't, I don't think she would be able to potentially even come back depending on the circumstances. So again, more negative stuff, not able to go through the mourning process with her family and with the tribe. Which is a big thing, because again, me just coming up with ideas, is that part of the session would be like, there would be a session where I maybe even I would talk to the DM about it and happen in a different session of part of the ritual of like when someone dies. That again, something I came up with. Of like this person passes on or whatever, usually you would have like the body as part of the situation, but again, it's like they don't know where she died, they don't know where the body is, so they can't do that. But like part of the thing to show like in mourning and whatnot is for to the family, because kind of similar to Avatar, all of the tribe members have long hair, very long hair. Like my character has this braided hair that's actually braided into like a mohawk, so it's like long hair, but it gets braided in the middle and then goes backwards. um Part of it is to cut your hair short as to as a sign of like losing something, because the long hair is very like part of them, part of the tribe to keep it long, whatnot. So it's like part as a part of losing something as so precious, they got to cut the hair as well as a symbolized thing. And as to like it's to cut the hair and also like bring it back to nature, because again, they're druids, they're very much into nature, like our god is connected to nature and everything. And it's like you are sending there'll be like a bit of wind or whatever. Connection type shit. Yeah, it's funny because I thought about this before I knew anything about Avatar. Because like I thought because I didn't start learning about Avatar, even though I liked the concept and the look and everything about Avatar. I think I watched the first movie at some point, but I knew nothing. It wasn't until the third movie came out and I started seeing stuff. um um like I haven't even seen the movie again, haven't even seen the third movie. I'm basically only watching like the important bits through like small videos and stuff on Twitter. But yes, part of the process is that like you are releasing your hair, whatnot, because it's supposed to like you are taking a part of yourself, something important, which is the hair, and you are taking it and sending it out to accompany your loved one who has just passed onto their like the next life or to the spirit realm or whatever. That part I haven't gotten to, like how this like spirit realm is and shit like that. I haven't thought about that. But yes, it's like that's the process, is like you were cutting that and there would be a big moment, like she like Itzel would like invite her the team there, and like by that point in the story she had become friends with like certain like bigger figures in the main city, because there were certain people and certain groups and whatnot. Because just like how like in the main continent or whatever there are multiple like countries and whatnot, the countries have like all of the countries have control or whatever in this main city island or whatever that was taking place. So part of the story of that campaign or whatever is that she was considered like, or part of that campaign setting, because it's a setting that you could use for D&D, is that like certain creatures and whatnot are considered monsters. Even though they have sentience, they can speak or whatever. And like because of how she is, she's like technically looking from the top up or like from hip up, human looking. It's like human looking, could be elf depending on the long years and everything. But again, because of the like snake aspects of like no legs and tail and everything, certain groups of people in the continent might still consider Etzela a monster, just like these other groups. But these other ones don't want to be considered monsters. They're not humanoid, like, or whatever, but like they're not monsters. They can speak, they could have rules and shit. But yeah, she had become close with like one of the like leaders of like the monster group in that city and whatnot, so she would invite like other people or whatever. Just like it is like basically the people have become basically her tribe because she can't have this important ceremony with her actual people. And then it would be a big thing. It's like just like any regular like funeral or whatever, there would be that, and there would be the sadness part, but then there would be the part where it's like in the house she has in the city, there had been like she would have prepared, like the day would have been all her preparing for the like ceremony, but then before afterwards there's like a big dinner and whatnot where they literally talk about like family and like the member, like the person that like was lost, and how they're like just important memories and whatnot, like you do what, like I guess you would do in a regular funeral. And then it would just be like I feel like more of a fun segment, because it would be introducing all these other people to like food that she has from her tribe, and it would be a bunch of weird shit that they're not used to and whatnot. And it would be just like, again, like stuff I like D&D for, of like role playing, where you could have these like serious moments like that, like a literal funeral, but then go to like a silly to like a kind of like fun, like heartwarming moment, to potentially silly moment of stuff like that. I lost my train of thought. And like you see about the like tribes and significance, and yeah, if I were to do like actual like research and stuff for Etzel's like background, I feel like I would go into more like Native American, try to look into cultures for that, because I feel like I based like some of the small things, at least so far, on like stuff like that. Nothing too concrete, because I don't really know anything, because of course America, we don't teach anything about that. Other than the horrible atrocities that happen. Because that's my tribe, of course, yeah. But yes, it's like, I imagine that, because I could just only imagine. Because imagine the day afterwards, like having to go back to work. And like having the short hair, and just like I could just imagine like if she had a proper like character sheet, because I do have oh, I can actually show you. So this was the original fan art that I got of her. I would like to change it at some point, like if I get another chance to like change it, because this was made like before I even turned 20 possibly. So this was very younger idea of what I wanted her to look like. So it's going to be drastically different now. But it's going to be hard to see with the glare. But ugh. Yeah, you can see the snake tail. But still, not a lot of like snake features. I would like more snake features and whatnot. But yeah. Oh, there we go. Ugh. Yeah. But yeah, it's like, I just love the idea of like having, I would probably want to get something commissioned if that were to happen. Of like, if a picture was taken of her like when she first started the journey of leaving the tribe, of her being like bright, happy, like excited for this adventure and whatnot, because that's why she also wanted to be potentially chosen, was to like learn and whatnot, but to also bring all this like good knowledge and bring it back to her people. Like, it was a happy thing to be leaving. But then to have a picture taken afterwards, it's like the short hair, like imagine like color was gone. Like, you saw how bright the picture was. Like, imagine if it was like color was taken from her in a bit. Like, you maybe see like lines on the face, no smile and whatnot. Maybe like parts of her wardrobe and everything, like she would potentially have like flowers on her and everything. Those are gone. And everything, like, oh, it'd be so good. And then again, having to go through this like character change, and like how that would affect the group, and how the group like treated her, and how she treated members in the group. Like, oh, I love that. That's why, again, going all the way back to why I started explaining all of this, like, it's why I prefer the longer campaigns, because I just love the idea of having that long time span of how much, like, having those kinds of events to happen, and then have it to see the change over time, and to see if, like, this change even improves at some point. Like, oh, so good. So good.
and then a group of characters beat you up. I'm like, I'm questioning, like, I think the DM's killing you a little bit
Yeah,
here.
it feels.
Silence and Immobilized is pretty intense.
It feels like, I know there's a lot of nuance to DMing, and so maybe it's truly just a string of bad luck. But it's like, how much can you blame? Like, you know, I would imagine you'd want to collab
storytelling,
with the
yes.
DM to be like, hey, what am I doing wrong?
It is my main, like I said, people like D&D for different things. It's why they search for certain kind of campaigns. It is my main thing. It's like, I like making my own characters to having their big, like, not big stories, because, like, I don't want them to be, like, main character or anything, but to have a good, like, thought out, like, backstory, and to have it weaved into the main story and whatnot. And to also, like, learn about the other characters that are playing, like, all the other players. I want to learn about their characters and how they're connected to shit. It's like, I love that.
Wrong. Like, I would talk to the DM.
It's also not just the DM, it's also the group.
Yeah.
It's like, you
It
didn't
is the
protect
group.
me.
It is a fellowship. It is everyone together. You die as a barbarian? Wow. I mean, that's
Yeah,
the best
as a
the group
barbarian,
also
you're supposed to be
got
the tank.
coming through.
I cannot blame this guy.
I like he was saying also as one of his excuses, like, oh yeah, I didn't do things smartly, like, oh, like with my barbarian, I did reckless for like everything. It's like, I mean, if I go back to Critical Role's like first campaign, where Travis Billingham was playing a barbarian, he was using reckless every fucking fight. But I guess it's like he wasn't using it in a dumb way. Like, if he ends up losing reckless, like, he might, because you can lose it. He wasn't immediately trying to go back into reckless or something like that. But again, it's like every, like, if you're using it every fight, then it's like, great, you're doing your barbarian. Because it's like, it's literally like you have the reckless there to use it.
6 to 7 characters dying in a 2-year campaign.
A lot!
Absurd.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is going beyond, you can't just roll bad and have that many deaths.
You can.
I can roll pretty bad,
bad.
but even I didn't die that easily.
Maybe, like, I want to know who else is dying. Like, are they the only person dying in these campaigns?
Everybody dying.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
but
Like,
I
if
also-
other people have died, like, maybe, like, the least someone left, like, died was, like, once, but other people died, like, 2, maybe 3 times, I'd be like, okay, maybe the campaign's just like this, no. But if this is the only person in the group, like, they've died, like, 6 to 7 times, and they're the only character that has died, then I'm all totally like, yes, the DM's doing something.
The purpose of D&D is to have fun, man.
Yeah.
Like, you're not playing it professionally in this context. You're just having a good time.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you're playing pickup basketball and someone's playing way too intensely. It's like, hey, man, we're just having a good time here. We're not trying to, like, to make the league. So, like,
What league?
The NBA?
The capital
league,
T,
dude.
capital L, the league.
Yeah, this just, I'm questioning this DM. I think this DM
Yeah,
is
it's like,
killing
I
me.
don't trust him.
I think the friend group doesn't like him.
It also seems.
That's what I was
the
saying. It's
D&D
like, this
drama
is,
that I-
it seemed like stuff was perfectly fine. Because they've been going for 2 years, but they said, like, within the last, like, 3 months or whatnot, stuff's changed. Something happened, and, like, something changed.
Fear is agonizing.
It's like,
some
I
of
think
these
if you-
D&D groups are going
If
through
you
it.
do anything with that close of a group of people for that long, like, I think there's always inevitably going to be drama. Like,
Not all of them. I feel like I
yeah.
hear about good ones, but it can't. It is a pot that can easily boil. It feels like.
Yeah.
Comments. How old are you and the other people involved?
me on that, he ran into how old are you?
That's crazy. How old are you?
Wait, what
I
was
mean-
after? How old are you?
How old are you? And
True.
how old are
It could
you
change
and the other
things.
people involved,
Okay.
including the DM. Apologies, new to posting on Reddit. I am a 28-year-old man, and my friends are 25, 31, 27, 33. The DM is a 32-year-old woman, and she says she is trying to stay out of it. Someone said, not the asshole. This sounds
Trying,
like a DM issue as
excuse
much-
me? No! you may be the DM, but you are part of the group. You can't just be like, oh, the group's talking about this, I gotta stay out of it. You're part of the problem. You're the one running the game that is ultimately causing this person to also die multiple times. You are part of the problem. You can't stay out of it.
Much as anything else, a DM shouldn't be killing off players so easily.
I'm sorry, how is the DM staying out of it?
Yeah,
Exactly!
I don't want any part of this.
It's like you're running the game.
Yes.
My DM, even when things get dicey, there are always ways to get out of it, and that's what makes a good DM. Also, your teammates should have been trying to help you. It's a team game. Yeah, if you die on death saves, it's like either the DM is sending someone to kill you during death saves or nobody came to rescue you.
Yeah.
Not the asshole. D&D is about having fun with friends. At no point has any group that I have been a part of has ever been upset that someone's character died. There are only 3 explanations I can see for this. 1, your friends are jerks. 2, there is something left out of the story above. You are taking forever to make decisions, or you require 100% of the DM's time while you make a new character, which stops the game, or some other social thing that is causing the game to be unfun for the group. Or lastly, this is fake/AI. OP responded, they never used to get upset, and it felt like the last 3 to 4 months was complete about face. I tried to be quicker with decision
You
making.
see, exactly. It's like it's been 2 years and like 3 to 4 months something changed. Something changed. Someone said something.
These days, I get more anxious with each of my turns because I don't want to be wrong.
Aw.
My friends have all been playing for 10 plus years, and I was a new addition. Update. The next day. Thank you, everyone, for your insights and support. I decided a few hours ago to reach out to the DM and just let her know I'm going to find a new group or just separate myself from this one. After a long conversation, it came out that actually this group was in fact doing this on purpose, and the DM was in on it.
Duh. What awful people. They were like, we don't like to, instead of just again, why is it, dude, these are grown adults. The oldest person is 33 years old. Instead of being like, to help this person to maybe get better, or just telling them like, hey, I'm sorry because of how you play and whatnot, you're just not good for the group, I'm sorry. They're literally trying to make the game worse for this person and treating them horribly just so the person fucking leaves. Oh my god!
She ultimately told me because she says she felt guilty that it went so far, but this explains her lack of insight or help, I guess. Apparently, this group had trouble getting through fights, encounters, and the DM got frustrated that this was interfering with her storytelling. Then when I came around, they found that having all the enemy's attention on the new guy allowed the real players to explore their stories and encounters with.
Oh my god! So no, it's not even getting this person to leave the group. They were like, let's get someone to be the punching bag so we can play the game because these people are dumb at fucking combat. Just take the fucking combat out of the game. If you're so mad about not being able to tell your story, as also the DM saying her story, bitch, it's all of your stories. Awful people. Awful fucking people.
Without having to retreat all the time. Honestly, it seemed like some convoluted logic to me.
Exactly.
And I'm assuming they started expressing this anger towards me as a way of keeping me useless via insecurity of my experience and decisions. This inevitably made me feel like it was my fault, and then when my own decisions stopped killing me, they would just allow my character to gradually die off by not equitably distributing help. In any case, I'm definitely out of this group, and they definitely are not my friends. This has made me really confused because I just don't really understand why they had to go about this in such a hurtful way. But I appreciate everyone for helping me get the.
Which is so stupid. It's like, what a terrible DM. Instead of the DM actually working with the group properly to figure out, to play in a way so they can actually get through combat properly. It's all like, no, I'm not doing anything wrong, so let's just find someone else to be the punching bag. Because the other characters can't figure out how to actually survive in a combat encounter. Awful, stupid people.
Courage to talk to them and push hard enough to actually get some truth. So this group was so bad at D&D that they needed to get someone in to be a punching bag. So they can...
So they could do everything else.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
so many other ways to tackle this issue. Instead of
Play
like,
it.
having
It's like
it for-
morons.
What the hell is going on
Exactly.
here?
It's like play differently. Just get rid of the combat. If everyone is so bad at the combat, just get rid of it. Like, not every campaign has to have fucking combat in it.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's way worse than anything I could have imagined.
How bad at
It's
storytelling
exactly
do you
what I
have to
thought.
be
Like they
that's
were doing
okay,
it on
we gotta have
purpose.
someone
I didn't
so,
like it. Just
they can
this
handle
is
the
exact.
bad
That
stuff.
is worse.
And even like, I think there could be a world where you almost like communicate with someone where it's like, oh, and I'll make the character that keeps dying and like kind of like throwing themselves like that is a character choice that is funny and like maybe they figure out a way to like keep resurrecting him and that's part of it. Like that's the cool thing about D&D or any RPG is like you can.
Yeah, but the setup is that they are on purpose. They are purposefully targeting him, so the others get to play the game more. It doesn't make any sense.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many ways to circumvent that issue or be clever about it instead of just stringing a human being along.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
sounds like
Not
they're
telling
really.
them.
It sounds like they're really bad at D&D
Yeah.
as a group. Bad players, bad friends.
And it sounds like they're just like bad problem solvers. Like, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you tell them.
As grown adults.
Bad.
Don't wake
problems.
The DM's also a bad DM because that just doesn't. It's a world where the logic doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
You know, like you're supposed to be telling an interesting story. And
That's
it's
why
like,
she
oh yeah,
wanted
well
to stay out of it.
everything in this world hates.
Get
this.
silenced. Get immobilized.
Yeah, get beat up. All right, our next story
Awful.
comes from Am I the Asshole? September of 2025. Another recent one. Am I the asshole for drawing an ugly portrait of someone who passed away?
Like a character.
Oh.
God.
Yeah, it was like if it's a caricature, that's a different thing.
Ugly in quotations. So maybe OP does not think
Yeah,
it's
maybe
ugly.
they don't think.
For context, this happened a few years ago during my second to last year of high school. I recently shared this story with my friends at university, and they argued over whether I was in the wrong, which is why I'm posting this. In my second to last year of high school, a girl in our grade passed away. She was terminally ill, and the school did a short assembly speech, and a memorial was set up. Admittedly, I was not that close with her. We were acquainted and spoke occasionally, but we weren't close friends, per se. On the day before her memorial, I drew a portrait of her and brought it to school. I noticed that in the area set aside for her memorial, there were some framed photographs of her as well as portraits drawn by her friends. To be clear, I was not even planning on sharing my portrait to begin with. I intended to see if other people were sharing portraits first, since I didn't want to overstep. I would also say that I am a good artist. I had a reputation as the class artist. When I placed my portrait next to the other portraits drawn of her, one of her friends came up to me and told me that my drawing wasn't welcome. I was confused since I saw that there were other portraits, but I realized that they were all drawn only by her close circle of friends. I was also told that my drawing was so ugly that it had to have been on purpose to mock her. Multiple people mocked my drawing. What I don't understand is that even if my drawing was ugly, that was obviously never the intention. I made the drawing to commemorate her, and she had no right to disrespect me so openly. Even if she were a close friend of hers, she didn't have any right to decide whose artwork could or could not be placed on the memorial. Am I the asshole for refusing to take down my artwork? Edit. This was years ago. I do not have the drawing or any images of the drawing. I do remember that it was a pencil drawing done on a sheet of paper. All the other drawings at the memorial were also pencil drawings. Edit number 2. Thank you for all the comments. I just wanted to clarify a few things for those who have been asking. Yes, I was grieving. You do not have to be close friends to feel the emotional impact of their death. Secondly, I only mentioned that I was the class artist to corroborate.
Well, no, they talked occasionally, so it makes sense. I was going to use an example because, like, it also depends. Like, it depends on whether or not you actually grieve. But this actually doesn't connect to me. But it's a thing like this actually happened when I was in school. I can't remember which grade. It might have been middle school or whatever. It's like maybe high school. I don't know. But like, there was a like janitor that was very nice or whatever. He was very close to like all the kids because like he talked to them. He was nice to the kids and whatnot. I had no clue who this person was. I might have seen them in school with cleaning things, but other than that, I had no connection. But apparently, like from what I heard, very close to kids and whatnot. He ended up dying for whatever reason. I again, it's been years. I can't remember whatever reason, but he did pass. And it's like, again, he was so important and whatnot. Like kids know him and everything that just like this, they did an assembly to tell the kids that he passed. And it was such a serious thing that they took it very seriously, because they literally were like, we're contacting like all the other schools and getting like counselors to come in to help and talk to kids, because they literally set like an area like in the like assembly hall or whatever for like during the next like couple of days, or I don't know if it was a couple of days, but I know the day of the announcement, they were like, hey, if you can't handle like your grief or whatever after because of hearing this, come to this area and there'll be counselors and whatnot to help talk you through it and everything. And like, I think I remember I was in a class where like 2 to maybe 3 girls had to leave because like they literally had a moment where they were like talking about this happening. And I was just in the group of people being like, I don't feel anything because I didn't know who this person was. So it's like just saying as of like, you don't always like, unless you have a connection to them in some sort of way, you may not feel anything.
The fact that I am not a bad artist, and so I was singled out for not being in their friend group. My motivation was the same as everyone else. Thirdly, this was an open memorial. People brought all kinds of things, chocolates, pencils. They may have borrowed chocolates, pencils they may have borrowed from her, random things like that. The only people to bring drawn portraits were I and some of her closer friends.
Pencils?
She loved pencils.
I like pencils. It's like, hey, maybe maybe they drew pictures and everything because she loved to draw. Is asshole? Excuse me? Huh. I guess I could need some chapstick. Because part of me, yeah, it's like I don't. It's like, how are they saying asshole? Because, like, I can maybe see part of it because the person's kind of like, as if people are seeing it like this person's taking this moment and making it about them because of bringing their picture and being like, no, I'm not going to remove my picture or whatever. Like, because, like, she wasn't part of the friend group, so, like, they don't have, like, say or whatnot. But, like, again, like, it's an open memorial, and this person is grieving the person who died as well, and this is just a way of them also like commemorating this person. Like, it's honestly very strange for this other person to be like, hey, no, you can't, your picture is ugly, you can't be there. Like, hello? If she didn't care, like, yeah, if she didn't care, she wouldn't have spent this time on a fucking drawing and then bringing it to the freaking memorial. Like, this is very strange.
Verdict is asshole. And I think I never
maybe for not taking it, because to me, if someone was like, oh, that's not welcome here, I'd be like, oh shit, like I need to leave the house.
Leave the school. I can, yes, I could see asshole, because, like, yes, you are doing it to commemorate this person. Like, I would have my feelings hurt to be like, as well, like, this is an open memorial, like, other people are leaving things as well. This is just the one thing, like, and also to, like, single them out to be like, hey, you also do drawings, like, just because I'm not a part of the friend group, I can't put a drawing there. Like, it's very strange, but, like, I do understand to be like, just to save the peace, because everybody is grieving and whatnot, maybe just take the drawing. Like, they're being shitty about it. Yeah, true, but maybe just to, like, not avoid some bad things.
I need to leave the school.
Yeah, I think the verdict makes sense because OP, in the way they're writing it, and I know it's been some years, but it seems like they're making this all about themselves. And
yeah, that's exactly why I thought, like, because, like, they are making it about themselves when in reality, the whole point of this was, like, it's supposed to be about this person, and yet you only really care about leaving your picture there. It's like, okay.
Ugly. I think it's that she keeps mentioning it was like me and her closer friends. It's like, all right, so like, her closer friends probably don't even know you that well, so they're like, why are you bringing this here? I don't know. I've never.
Yeah, especially when OP actually did say that, like, they weren't even, like, friends. They literally said they're not even friends per se. It's like they only met, like, on occasion and talked on occasion. So that is kind of true. It is like, because, like, yes, That is also true because okay, I'm flipping sides. I'm flipping sides because they literally described the memorial as like they had stuff there, but her specific friend group, like her close friend group, made these pictures to like commemorate her. Because like I can only see it as them doing this, as if like she was into. That's why they were bringing like pencils as well. Is that this girl that died was very interested in drawing and she drew. So her friends were doing this as a like thing, like hey, we're taking this thing that you love to do and commemorating you. So I can very much understand this random person that is not part of this friend group trying to put your picture near their picture as if you were close friends with them when OP literally said that they weren't. And then instead of just taking it away just to like keep the peace for the moment, because again everybody's grieving and everything, you're trying to be like, no, I'm not taking it down. Yeah.
Never went to high school in person, so I never experienced anything like this. Obviously, multiple layers of that. So I don't know the like etiquette and nuances of it.
I mean, I do think it is always kind of like a thing when, this is a weird topic, but like when someone dies, it does feel, you almost feel like protective of like, oh, they were my friend in that way. And if someone comes in who it's like, oh, you barely even talk to them, like maybe that might have been their POV. It's like, why are you like grieving? Where it's like,
which
it's
is
also
true.
Not a competition. Like there's so many layers.
So many layers.
Because it also doesn't matter, like
Grieving competition. Challenge pit. Challenge pit grief.
oh no, challenge pit grief. Oh god. Because that is true. But again, maybe just like do a workaround, man. Because that is true. Because it's like you can't judge someone's grief. Like even if they weren't super close, like the friend group, it's like this person is still allowed to like grieve this person that they knew. Yeah, exactly. Like you're saying, like I knew them first. I knew them longer, so that means they're closer to me than you. So you don't get to be in this group of us being that we're closer to them. Yeah. But again, it's like I'd say maybe try to keep the peace. So it's like because the person did try to include them like with the other portraits, but it was just because like oh the other portraits are here. I also drew a portrait of this person, so I'm going to put it with the other portraits. But it's like maybe just like put it on the other side of the memorial, maybe away from those portraits. Again, just to like keep the peace, man. So it's not like super.
Yeah, I mean, but it's like withdraw. Like I don't think they're. Asshole's a strong word, I think, for this, but you know, they
yeah,
drew a
especially if it was
picture,
just something
they
in
tried
high
to put it
school,
up,
like you're teenagers. It's a specific.
It sounds a little bit like everyone was grieving there, not just you, and this was a complicated situation, and they felt offended by that for whatever reason.
For a reason, yeah. Well, no, it was an open memorial. People were leaving things, and it seems like the close friends were very involved. Like as if the people who set up the memorial were like, oh. And I'm not saying the school should move it. I'm saying the person who drew it, like OP, literally just like take their drawing because the people, like the close friends, were literally like, no, your like take away your drawing. No. I'm saying OP should like, unfortunately, be the bigger person in the situation and literally move their own drawing to a different part of the memorial away from the other drawings. Not like have a teacher move it. To keep the peace. Because this is ultimately a problem that's happening towards the kids. It's like the teachers don't really have to get involved in this type of situation. Though, but it is in school, so technically they would want to like... again, it's very nuanced. It's a very nuanced situation, so like there is no real like right answer here. Because it's like, while I could understand OP being in the wrong, I do understand the girl, like the friends being in the wrong. So they hold right. Exactly. Yes, I see that. I see that now. And it's like, it's teenagers, so it's like, are you going to think about this stuff? Is just like, oh. Because there is no right answer. But I am like, I'm flipping sides again, because like seeing it all these different ways now, it is definitely like, it is ultimately the group of friends fault, because it's like, again, like, yes, you were like closer to her, but it's like everybody's grieving, everybody's leaving things at the memorial. Just because you think their picture is ugly or whatever, or they're not as close to you, it's like, it's not your like right. And also think about the friend that literally just died. Would she want you to do this? Just like, again, me seeing both sides, just like how some people could see it as like OP making it about themselves and like their drawing and everything. The other girls, like the close friend group, are also making it about themselves. Because they're like, hey, you're not a part of our group, of our friend group. Like, you're not close to them. We are closer to them. Nah. So it's like,
And it
but
does,
again, yes, it's
I
like
think ultimately
I
just seems
flipping
like she made
sides
it about
again of
herself.
like
Well, I
the
think
girl group are
initially
definitely
it
in the
probably wasn't,
wrong.
and she was also a teenager.
Yeah.
You know, going through grief and these really heavy feelings, and
Yep.
this was an expression of how can I use my talents to, you know, honor somebody.
Right.
And trying to get through those feelings as a teenager is already so big. But now looking back on it, I would agree that not being able to think about what's external and what you can't control, and making it about the one thing that you can control, which is yourself, and making it about yourself, I would agree that yeah, asshole. But originally, probably not.
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
we're not-
true. It's like, yeah, because we're saying like that is true. We have to think about it in the concept. Because like if we're going back to like the period, like if this was literally something just happened, like they're teenagers, no, you're not an asshole, because like it's teenagers, no, a lot of emotions to go through, no, whatever. But their OP is literally like, this has happened years ago. This is modern OP. They are years old now, and they're still thinking about it this way. It's like you are an asshole now, because you are still kind of like, you are still taking the situation about yourself and not thinking about it. But I'm getting myself confused about what I'm saying. Yes, it's like the OP is still not thinking about it in all the different avenues. Because the OP is still very much saying, like, making the situation about themselves, when it's like, at this point, they really should have thought it through and think about, like, why the girls did this. No. It's like, why you did that. No. To now still, yeah. Again, it's very different situation. So yeah, it's like back when they were a teenager. No, not the asshole, because like we said, no. But like as they're talking about it now, they're still very much only seeing it in the sense of like their teenage brain, of that they see it as the girls are only doing this, like not including their picture, because like the picture was ugly. Because it was ugly, like they were a bad artist or whatever, so like take away your picture, it's gonna ruin the memorial or whatever. When in reality, like it's been years now, you really should have thought about it and being like, oh, it's obvious that like they were actually not obvious, but like after thinking about it, it's probably because of these different scenarios. So I could see them being a little asshole now. It's like, bro, kind of think about it. It's like, just like how you are grieving, they were also grieving, and this is a very nuanced situation. So it's like you can't exactly blame them, but like at the same time they were also in the wrong. But like,
I'm not saying you're a bad person for what you did. It's just like, oh, like here's why what happened.
yeah,
It's like, what can you control now as an adult, you know, looking back on the situation?
Yeah.
But I think agreeable that, like, as a teenager, I mean, come on.
It is a weird situation.
Big
Yeah.
Someone telling you like your drawing's not welcome here, though, that would
rough.
send me.
That's
I would,
also.
I
real-
would crash out.
Yeah.
I might crash out.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Like, ew.
especially in that
Someone-
situation of being like, you literally, like, they didn't even bother to ask. They're being like, why are you putting this here? Get rid of it. Like, you make this thing to commemorate this person that you cared about to a certain extent. Bro.
I saw the drawing of the girl and said, "Ew."
Yeah, no, that's really hurtful.
Oh, super hurtful.
Yeah.
And especially like, you know, as a reflection of not only you wanting to do something nice for somebody, even if you didn't know that person, I think that it
Yeah.
is still your way of expressing your art.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe OP is just like legit an annoying person that nobody likes. And so when they brought the drawing there, everyone was like, we don't want that.
Possible.
And they left that part out of the story. It's like OP,
Yeah.
comma, 19, annoying.
Yeah, because I think I am a little confused. Like I said, I'm speaking from a very outside perspective when it comes to like high school. But like an open memorial, I'm like, you kind of think like everything would be welcome, like the whole school's bringing stuff. Like
chocolates and pencils, weird thing to leave.
Pencils that
Like
you borrowed.
where's the effort?
Pencils that you had borrowed. It's like, here is
pencils they
it
borrowed.
back.
High school's such a complicated, rough place. And
Yeah,
then
I
you
could
add
only see
this layer
pencils as
to
a sign
it,
of like,
so-
oh yeah, they were an
And you're,
artist.
like,
Let's do this.
visible in your
Nah.
scene, and you're probably feeling like everyone's judging every move you make while you're in
So
that
then to
grieving
bring a drawing
process.
up and have someone be like,
Yeah.
I would be mad.
I get
Yeah.
I get that. I also think it's a tough one to like recount because I'm like, that's such a
Have
like
it online, yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't
because
know.
Shane, like, he
with a
didn't go
story
to
like
high
that, I'm
school
like,
at all. He
I
went
wasn't
to it online as well.
there in
Yeah.
the moment because that sounds like such a wild thing to say at an open memorial that I'm like, I don't know
Yeah.
who you were in high school, what your relationship to these people were in high school, what the vibe of everything.
Like, what if OP was a bully?
We don't know all that stuff, and some
Yeah.
people like don't reconcile with themselves being bullies back in high school.
Yeah.
They don't think they were bullies back in high school.
And
there's
this-
just a lot of
yeah.
stuff that's going on where I'm like, at face value, yeah, it doesn't sound like it was.
I need
awful.
more
Yeah,
details,
for
but
for
the
what
way
we
they're
have,
telling
we
the
don't.
story
It's
is, I
definitely
think,
like, oh yeah, it
where the
wasn't
asshole
good.
verdict is
But it's like
coming
we
from.
don't.
So the verdict was asshole, but the comments are kind of all over the place. We have one, you're the asshole. You didn't draw the portrait to mock her, but you did make a girl's tragic early death about you. And even years later, you're making this moment about you. Her friends likely felt like you were encroaching on this moment. They lashed out at you in grief, which isn't fair, but they were children who had just lost a friend. You
Yeah.
should let this one go. Has like 4,000 upvotes. OP said, fair enough. Someone said, no.
Damn. Hit him with the fair enough.
Someone said, no assholes here. You were all kids who lost someone their own age that they knew. For some of those kids, it may have been their first experience with death. I know death is always hard, but there's something a little extra jarring about losing someone your age when you're that young. Everybody grieves differently, and while you didn't do anything wrong, I also understand why they lashed out. I'm sure there was nothing wrong with the drawing, and they were just being teenagers, which is emotional enough on its own without adding losing a friend to the mix. Lastly, someone said, you said that you intended to honor the deceased. I can't know if the multiple people who mocked your picture were bullying you or if it really was an unflattering picture. You admitted that you and the deceased weren't close. On the surface, since I can't know what anyone was thinking, it seems that everyone behaved badly. No one should have mocked your artwork, and you should have taken it down in the interest of peace at a funeral. Everyone sucks here. Interesting.
It's such a hard thing to do as like a 17-year-old.
Yeah.
To have your art mocked and be like, you know what, you're right. I'm not gonna make it about myself. Like, I have so
Yeah.
much empathy for a teenager going through that.
Totally.
Adult, different story.
It's a tough thing too. It's one of those stories where it's like we're trying to draw these lines of like who's in the wrong, who's in the right. I'm like, it's an awful situation.
Yeah,
and
it's an awful. No
yeah,
one's really like
you're all
in the
teenagers
wrong.
Going like dealing with grief.
and
Things
judging.
are complicated. Like yeah, I do
like-
agree with like let it go, like move on.
Agreed. Yeah, I think judging how somebody grieves is such an interesting thing because it's probably a projection of how we're judging ourselves of how we're grieving, you know, and like that's a projection. But yeah, letting it go. Agreed. It's been years.
Yeah.
It's high school.
Well, it's like-
sucky
Yes, it's like they do have to let it go. It's like they only made this post specifically because it happened to like they happened to bring it up in conversation with like the friends they have now, and it seemed like with the friend group was very divided over the experience. So I guess they decided to go to Reddit and be like, "Hey, what do you think about this situation?"
situation. All of it was
Get it,
sucky.
Jake. It's high school.
And and you know, it's like maybe it is bringing it back to the point of honoring that person.
Right.
Draw better.
Oh wow, wow, Spencer. Anything else?
Get better at drawing, dude.
I would have left your pencils or chocolate. I'm sorry, I'm really hung up on that.
Yeah, you are.
The slice of the pizza,
it
yes,
has me- it
exactly.
has me
Because it's like we
wondering
don't know,
what those
like,
memorials do, like, after-
like
What do they do with all the stuff?
Give him to Spencer. This guy
Yeah.
loves pencils.
Loves those
I would
pencils.
commemorate the pencils.
All right. It's time for our final story. It comes from Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for cheating at an eating competition?
He's back.
No, it's not him. He wouldn't need to cheat. So, our local restaurant that has really good wings was hosting a hot pepper eating competition recently.
Y'all
with
did a few of those.
Yeah.
We've had a few of those.
Sorry.
With a bunch of coupons for free wings on the line. I have a weird genetic quirk where my body doesn't register capsaicin normally, so my spice tolerance levels are way higher than normal. So I entered the competition and won the coupons, but my friends are now telling me that I cheated and I should have let normal people compete.
oh my
and get the
god!
wings. So
I was
then, am
gonna
I the asshole for
say, are you
competing?
gonna say they cheated just because you could handle spices? Oh my god! Are they all white?
The wings are so good, though.
Oh my god!
He's like
Sorry, you're X-Men.
I was gonna say he's like unbreakable, but for
Yeah.
like eating wings.
That's how shit works, man. Like what's his name?
It's like, I'm sorry you
Lance
were raised on
Armstrong's
salt and
big-ass heart.
pepper.
And the drugs.
And the drugs.
The drugs
also.
help.
But I was gonna say,
Yeah.
like Joey Chestnuts. You can't tell me
You
that guy
can't
has like a
handle
normal
like,
stomach.
Turmeric
No, what
He's
if
or
gotta have some sort
ginger.
of genetic thing going on. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that's being like, NBA players, like you guys are all cheating. You're all really tall.
Yeah.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
But him having like the mutant power of not being able to like taste, that's
That's kind of awesome.
yeah, it's like what that's your calling.
Yeah, truly.
But then there's a sadness also of not being able to experience
Yeah.
spice.
There is a sadness.
That's
True.
the-
That's true. That's sad.
That's
I-
the sacrifice.
I'm gonna say though, like I wonder if his butt has the same powers. 'Cause that
Oh, that's true. Does butt handle it?
that does. There's a second
Is
part.
he the asshole
There's a
for
second
succumbing
part.
the asshole to it?
That was when the first time I had to have a habanero pepper here. I was like, oh my god, that was awful. It was like horrendous. And then later when I used the bathroom, I was like, that was worse. That was terrifying. I was scared.
Yeah. First time I did habanero on the channel, it was with the Warp Zone, and one of the Warp Zone and I went into the bathroom at the same time after the shoot was done. We came out like 45 minutes later at the same time, and we're like,
They had y'all
Yeah.
eating so many peppers
I
back
ate
So
then.
so many habanero peppers over the years.
Yeah.
Like easily a dozen.
Like I think it's time to bring it back. We gotta have like Angela and Amanda. Like we
I would
gotta
actually
make
be
them.
down.
Yeah. Like has enough time passed? Like because we brought back 5 Nights at Freddy's like last year or something like that. And I'm like, is the time? Is it pepper time again?
I might just.
Pepper
I can just.
time,
I'm just gonna do it on Smosh Mouth. We're just gonna be talking. I'll just pop.
Swash
up.
will be funny as.
I'm gonna do that. Do smelling salts at the same time.
Oh no!
Have you ever done smelling salts?
I haven't done it,
Smelling
but I know.
crazy.
I did it once.
Is it actually?
It's
crazy.
Unbelievable.
I just always watch Juju Mufu have it.
Oh,
right
yeah,
before.
I did it
Yeah, I've
once
seen
for a
multiple
TikTok.
things. It looks like
I
people are
was at
getting like
home by
punched in the
myself, and I was like,
face. It's
I've
just
always
like,
been curious. Yeah, do it.
like-
And like you truly just buy it. It's a cheap. You take
What's
a
the
bottle.
experience?
It is.
It's like getting
so,
slapped in the face.
So you know, like how
Yep,
horseradish,
it's what it looks like.
Does that to
Or
your nose?
wasabi, yeah.
Imagine that times a million. Where like you truly like the bottle was here and I went like I was like okay I'm gonna try this and I have the TikTok we could show it a second of it. I see God. I see God. Oh my God.
it's crazy.
I was genuinely like, I'm gonna try to like not react that much. I'm gonna do my best. And it's not, like, it's also just like the moment, and then it doesn't go.
Yeah,
away
he was
for a while.
reacting
And I
so
was like,
much by like
oh,
not reacting.
in tears.
So,
I mean, it wakes you up.
so, so people do it before like lifting weights and stuff. What did it make you want to do if you like you just like had the superpower?
I don't think in that
People
moment,
use it like that.
but it truly is like, oh, my adrenaline, everything. I was like, oh my, like, but mostly it was here, and it's just like it goes through. You feel your entire.
Yeah, because
like,
that's the purpose.
Start drinking
nasal
olive
system.
oil.
It's nuts.
Just chugging that olive oil.
It was unbelievable. It's not painful. It's just like, whoa.
Are either of y'all in the video where Cordy eats the raw onion?
I don't think
And she's like crying the whole time.
No, it's not the raw onion. It was the
There's a raw onion where she takes a bite of a raw onion and like I
I've
have like
taken
very
bites of raw onions. That's not so bad.
What was
Courtney did the chip, the one chip
challenge.
She did that, and truly, we almost were like, "Should we cut? Are you okay?"
Oh
So
no.
goes back on show with no name.
What's that that chemical that's on like
Oh
Sour
yeah, I
Patch
remember
candies
that.
and
She did it
stuff?
with it was
Oh,
Noah, Shane,
malic
and
acid. I don't react to that.
That's
See, I
And
have, but
Courtney.
This guy has
Say
no
no.
malic acid.
That's
Where,
a weird
sour
superpower.
stuff doesn't. It reaches like a limit, and then it doesn't get more sour.
I'm like
there.
thinking about the malic acid and my mouth's already like
I did so much malic acid on Eat or Eat It, and I just
Yeah.
was fine.
say that sentence.
Yeah, we
without
was
the
like,
malic.
oh, there's
I
nothing.
know. I did so much acid. Comments, congrats. You are the Michael Phelps of chicken wings. If he wasn't cheating by having a genetic advantage when it comes to swimming, you weren't cheating by having a genetic advantage when it comes to spicy food. Someone said, it's like telling a guy who's 7 feet tall not to enter basketball dunking competition so guys under
Yeah.
6 feet can have a fair chance. Someone said, that, you didn't cheat. Your friends are weak-minded individuals, not the asshole. Someone said,
The lion says.
Someone said, your friends are stupid. They should have bet on you winning, not the asshole.
Bet on it.
Someone
Yeah.
said, we need to get you on Hot Ones. Update. Thanks, guys. I guess the...
Update, I'm on hot ones.
Thanks, guys. Sean Evans here. Thanks, guys. I guess the consensus is that the chicken wings gods
Will likely be
blessed
worse.
me and
Oof.
my friends are just jelly. I now have to embark on the holy pilgrimage to all hot pepper contests in the Fire Nation to conquer them all. Wish me luck, since many people asked, no, it doesn't hurt throughout the whole body, nor on the way out. Wow.
Wow, even on the
So
way
you
out,
got
this
that all
that,
the
that
way
is a
through.
superpower.
That's awesome.
Unbreakable.
That's really cool.
What
That's so
else
cool,
do you
man.
do other than like winning these contests and getting free T-shirts? What do you do with this power?
That's hey, what else do you need?
That's kind of all you
The
need.
way out,
Just
yeah.
any-
Imagine
so
having
many
that
restaurants you
to
could
be
go
able to
and
enjoy
probably
all
get
the
free
spicy
stuff.
food and then it not
they all
have to
have
deal with the
competitions.
horribleness
Sitting down at
afterwards.
church, Allie, whatever you want, just give me free wings.
Free stuff. Like that guy could be on every single wall at so many restaurants.
He'll
Like
never have to-
Halal guys has their like wall of fire, whatever, where you have to do their challenge. Like
He just doesn't have to pay for dinner.
just go do
Ever.
that. Anyways, well, that's all our stories today. And I cried laughing nonstop. This was amazing.
The guy eating, the guy who eats his
Also,
way.
terrible title for this episode. Like, literally, this was supposed to be wild Reddit stories, and then the title was literally, did they really post that? It's like, dude, these were like normal stories. For what we get on Am I the Asshole for Reddit stories, these were like tame. These were nothing. But still good. Ugh, I thought we would have more time to continue to the next part of this and to continue this, to continue Powerwash, but we can't. On purpose. Oh no! Spicy didn't work anymore. Yeah. Stream. Hopefully, I will try to be back to normal streams now. I'm thinking of doing this thing. Well, no, I need to put something in Discord. Because I want to explain my thoughts that I was having for like when it comes to stream again, because I've been having some thoughts. We back, yeah. But I'll save that for Discord. I meant to send a message at some point, but but anyway, hopefully, as long as nothing else gets in the way, like snow and whatnot, because I did miss a few streams before because it snowed and I had to go shoveling, and then after the shoveling, I was super tired. Anyway, thank you all for being here. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for chatting. Hopefully, we see you next time. I hope you all. Bye. Bye. So, bye. No, let me. Oh. MD. Oh, yeah. I'll send you, like, after stream, I'll send you a picture. I'd actually sent it to see after the big storm we had that, like, passed over the east or whatever. We weren't even in the middle of it. We were, like, along the, on the edge of the storm, but we got so much snow. I'll send you a picture. I had sent it to see. But you could really see, like, the big storm that had passed. It was, like, what was it, Storm Fern or whatever it was called? But yeah. Anyway, bye. 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 Exploding trees, dang. Bye.